Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Jay Milne. Hashtag Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on to
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Cup. Okay, another staying alive night for your Edmonton Oilers. They are visiting the Anaheim Ducks. Game 6 of the best-of-7 series. Of course, Anaheim up 3-2. The Oilers have stayed alive once. Can they do it again and force Game 7 back at Rogers Place on Saturday? 8 o'clock game tonight. Jay and I are going to be with you until 6:30. Then at 6:30, Tom Gazzola takes over with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show as the Oilers will line up, expected to line up, because McDavid and Dickinson didn't take the morning skate, but McDavid's going to play. Dickinson remains a game-time decision, though I would think he's going to play. McDavid, so based off the last game, McDavid with Draisaitl and Kapanen, Nugent Hopkins with Podkolzin and Hyman. Good line! Dickinson with Savoy and Roslovic, Szymanski with Doc and Lazar. On the blue line, Ekholm and Bouchard, Nurse and Murphy, Walman with Emerson. Of course, those pairings moved around a bit last game, as did the forward lines at times. Connor Ingram in goal. Very good in the last game. The Ducks will have Dostal in net, and Troy Terry doesn't take their morning skates as he's been dealing with something, but he is expected to play. So quick scene set there. You're going to hear from Chris Knobloch and Zach Hyman a little bit later on. We're going to talk to not one, but two Edmonton Oilers alums. Jason Strudwick will join us in about an hour, and former goaltender Ben Scrivens will check in around 4:40. We'll also get some thoughts from one of our regulars here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne, and that is Jed Roberts, who always has a keen eye on the Edmonton sports scene as a whole. Zachary Kubish is here as well at the technical desk. Again, extended show until 6:30, and then Tom Gazzola, GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. All right, Jay, how you doing, buddy? How you feeling?
Oh, great. Reid, I got to get this off my chest. I had a visitor show up with fragrances and beer. Yes. Dan.
Wow, good.
Dan, the man, whom I've met twice on 2 different Christmas parties. The same guy was at the same place at the bowling lanes when Eric and I would go up and have a little Christmas libation together.
Okay.
Dan was there 2 years in a row. Totally random. And both years I stuffed my face in his chest and said, "My gosh, you smell good." So we established that we're both fans of fragrances.
Okay.
So he brought me samples today of what he's wearing. Yves Saint Laurent is one of them. They both smell fantastic. And a case of beer.
Oh, wow.
I mean, hey, vibes are high. Look good, smell good, drinking good beer. What a day.
We also are going to auction something off.
Yes.
And the way you participate in this auction is by texting us, 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Don't forget about the Tap 25 $21.99 prime rib special. 7 days a week, except show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. This is available for dine-in and takeout. The Tap 25 prime rib special. Enjoy it for just $21.99. So the auction's going to be open until 5:30, okay? And then we'll let the high bidder know what they need to do.
Well,
so
it needs to be, the link needs to be accepted by the person that's the highest bid, and it needs to be, the funds need to be transferred across prior to 6 o'clock.
right, so we're going to go until about 5:30.
Yeah.
So what you are bidding on, this is an Oilers watch party for next season, okay? At the Canadian Ice House. That's right in Ice District Plaza, like half a block from Rogers Place. It is going to include your dinner, drinks, and an experience in the ice room. They have that special ice room in the Ice House. You will be joined by Pat Ketty from the Canadian Brew House, by Edmonton Sports Talk's Tom Gazzola.
Wow.
Incredibly talented, hardworking, and handsome. And an NHL alum.
TBD.
But this is for a game next season, but the auction is going on today. So do we start the bidding at a certain amount of money?
Well,
or do we just say it's
6
texting
people.
in? Oh yeah, sorry, did I say that? 6 people.
So it's the bidder and 5 friends. So that's 6 people in total.
So quite a few people.
That is, at bare minimum, probably a $500 value.
Right.
Okay. Now this is all going to a good cause. This goes towards the Hockey Helps the Homeless cause, which will be on location tomorrow. So all your funds stay right here in Edmonton. I know the mustard seed is a part of that. I'll get all the details for as we promote it throughout the show. But yeah, I mean, I would say no less than $500 to start. Reid, that would be a good starting point.
Okay.
Well, okay, no, maybe I shouldn't start it there. It's a $500 value. And oh, by the way, if you've ever been in the presence of Pat Ketty, he likes to have a good time.
Yeah.
And he likes to take care of those that are with him. So the value on this might actually skyrocket day of. But I don't know. What do you think?
Let's start it at 200.
Sure. Let's start it at 200.
Which I think is pretty modest, but we got almost 2.5 hours. So let's start it there. So again, this is for 6 people in the ice room at the Canadian Ice House next season. A little personal watch party for an Oilers game, and the guests will be Pat Ketty, Tom Gazzola, and an NHL alum. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we'll keep an eye on that. We also will keep an eye on the guesses coming in to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Again, Jay, could be the final one of the season.
Well, yes, it could be.
It could be the final one of the season. Even if the Oilers win tonight, it could be the final one of the season because we do it on weekday Oilers games.
Oh, wow. Good point. I totally missed that.
You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub, featuring $10 tankards and $6 tequila shots. You can also grab the $23.99 adult Happy Meal. That has a drive-in burger, fries, choice of beer, and a limited edition hockey puck bottle opener. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. Maximum 3 guesses per person. We give clues throughout the course of the show. First correct answer gets the Hudson's GC. And the first clue is center. The first clue is center. Okay? Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to ask this because I know this will piss you off.
Yes.
But if it didn't ask it, it might tick you off as well. CENT.
Well, we're in Canada, so we spelled the Canadian. We spelled the Canadian way.
Thank you. Just wanted to clarify. Just wanted to clarify. This will be the sound that we get every time we have a bid come in.
Oh.
That is the Dustin half Chewbacca.
Right.
And we do have the starting bid, $250. Reid.
Good.
Is in from Uncle Jesse. Thank you very much, Uncle Jesse. You are on the board. And this event supports, just so you guys are all aware, the Mustard Seed, Kids Cottage, and the Jasper Place Wellness Center. That's the beauty of Hockey Helps the Homeless, Reid, is that this money stays in Edmonton.
Right.
Okay, so this is all going on tomorrow at the Booster Juice Recreation Center in Terwilliger. A dinner for 6, well hosted. Tom Gazzola, Pat Ketty from the Brew House. You will be spoiled. So $250 on the board. Send them in. 780-218-9999.
Yeah, it's going on until 5. You got a lot to watch on the text line today.
We're up. We're up again. Big Uke is in for $300.
Oh, my goodness.
Big Uke is on the board.
Uke's not one of these guys. I'll go up by 10 and see what happens. No, going up by 50 right away.
That's a man who's been to an auction once or twice.
That's a guy, he's no subtlety with the Big Uke. No subtlety with the Big Uke.
Well done.
No.
Well, I'll be keeping a keen eye on this, Reid.
Yeah, we'll be having some fun with that again. We're doing it until 5:30 for a great cause. And speaking of Hockey Helps the Homeless, are we out of the cage tomorrow?
They are
the whole show, the whole station's out of the cage.
Everybody.
Well, not you, Coop. You're back here. So tomorrow we're at the Booster Juice Rec Center in Terwilliger.
Yes.
I believe is the full name for it. We're close enough.
Close enough. Got there.
So a lot of Oilers alum, NHL alum taking part in the tournament. So we'll have some special guests. We'll be either picking apart the end of the Oilers season, or we will be setting up Game 7. Our Athlete of the Week is going to be on tomorrow. So that'll be a great day. We love going on location.
It's a fantastic
we were
day.
there last year. It's a really cool event. and it will be a lot of fun for us. All right, so you can get in touch. I mentioned the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. You can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. We love getting limericks from people. That's been an ongoing fun part of the show. So today we'll have limericks involving an Edmonton Oilers alum. Work in the name or two of a past Edmonton Oiler.
Wow.
The more obscure, the better, quite frankly.
Well,
but because we have Gage as an alum. We have Belzy working here as an alum. We used to have Matt Cassian. I think Zach Cassian is going to be there tomorrow. He was on this show prior to Game 1.
Correct.
We got Strudwick and Scrivens on the show today. Who else have we already had on this show? We had
Ron Lowe.
We had Ron Lowe on. We had we had Bookburger on.
Yeah, we had Bookburger. We had Zach Cassian, as you mentioned.
Yeah, so and other shows have had other guests. So we're in an Oilers alum or two into your limericks today. That's the limerick challenge.
And here's a little tidbit, folks. I know Reid would never say it, but I'll say it for him. A special place in his heart goes out to a certain Oiler alum, Mark Letestu.
Oh, that would be true, yeah.
If you were to
that'd be bonus
incorporate
points right there. Currently the coach of the Colorado Eagles in the American Hockey League.
He is.
Now, if you're tuning into us today on one of our audio streaming platforms, we thank you for that. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Remember to preset or favorite our station. And most importantly, tell everybody else how they can consume us. Let other people know how easy it is to stream. I know people are saying, come on, Reid, it's 2026. Everybody has a phone and uses apps. Well, you might be surprised. We've run into that all the time. Oh, there's no way I could ever listen to you guys. That must cost. I'm not paying for an app. I'm not paying to listen to you guys. No. The apps are free. Edmonton Sports Talk is free. You just put the app on your phone, click a button, and we're there. So let people know how convenient it is to get Edmonton Sports Talk and all our great shows and personalities. We also have our Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube channel. We got a great studio here. It's all been... it's a Canadian Brewhouse studio. It's all been wrapped by Bruce and the gang at William Huff. Looks incredible. So subscribe to the Edmonton Sports Talk channel if you haven't already. We're closing in on 15,000 subscribers. We had a really good day for subscribers yesterday, I believe. So subscribe if you have not already. And give us a like. Hit that thumbs up button. Oh, wrong one. We're trying to get to 155.
Must you click? Please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
So now again, if the thumbs, the likes, whatever you want to call them, resets for every show. So we started at 0. We try to get to like 100's our bare minimum. Like on our worst day, we get to 100. But our playoff threshold, because more intensity, more listeners, more drive, more focused alertness, is we want to get to 100. And so the best thing you can do is get in there and click right away. Then once you have click the share button and send the show link off to other people and get them involved as well. So a little bit of work for, not even work, just ways you can help and participate in Edmonton Sports Talk. So thank you very much. All right. What?
Uncle Jesse
another bid.
has come back over the top, and he says, I'm going to regret effing with this one. Baptized Big Uke he's referring to.
Right.
But he has upped it to $350. The current bid for the dinner for six with Tom Gazzola and Pat Ketty, as well as an NHL alum, at the Canadian Ice House downtown is currently at $350. Once again, Hockey Helps the Homeless. All these proceeds stay in Edmonton. They're going to be helping out the Mustard Steed, Kids Cottage, and Jasper Place Wellness Center. Let's get it up.
No, 55.
Well done, Uncle Jesse.
55-yard line. I credit your effort. 55-yard line in the nasty chat. Roses are red. Rem is a gem. When I think of a certain commissioner, I spit out my phlegm. That's funny.
Bonus points for spelling phlegm, right?
It's a poem. It's not a limerick. Now, you did work in Rem Murray. Mm-hmm. You did continue your personal vendetta against CFL Commissioner Stuart Johnston because you're being eliminated.
Understandable.
But again, not a limerick. I think 55-yard line knows that, but just needs to get something off its chest.
And I'm fine with that. I'm here for it. Off its stripe. Rem the Gem Murray, right?
Yes, Rem Murray.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Was his full name Remington? What was the Rem short for?
It would have to be.
Rembrandt?
No? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just Rem. Maybe his parents like
Rem was
REM.
a cool name. Yeah.
Who knows?
That's a very good point.
Was
Jay.
REM? That was Monster. That was their big hit. Their big album.
That was a big album.
Mid 90s.
No, I think was Monster. Yeah, maybe it was
Maybe
mid-90s.
early 90s?
But then they had, that was the one with What's the Frequency, Kenneth. Losing My Religion was on a different one.
After.
I think it was it after? I think it was before.
Really?
And what else did they have? Everybody Hurts. That was off Out of Time, I think.
Well, Monster was in 1994.
Okay.
Yeah, What's the Frequency?
What's the Frequency, Kenneth? Yeah.
Crush with Eyeliner. Yeah,
I think Losing My Religion was before that.
Was it, let's see. Everybody Hurts was off of Automatic for the People.
Oh,
which was
Automatic
their
for
first
the People. Okay, sorry.
So maybe it was Everybody Hurts. That was their first album. Then their second album was REM Out of Time, Losing My Religion. So they had banger after banger after banger on their three first albums.
They
that
had
came
some
out.
good stuff.
And Shiny Happy People were on REM Out of Time.
That wasn't their first album.
Automatic for the People, as per their discography, was.
Automatic for the People was their 8th album.
Reid, I stand corrected. This is not in
Right.
proper order.
Yeah, Murmur, Reckoning, Fables of the Reconstruction.
Call me an idiot. I just assumed.
Yeah.
Why would you not put this in chronological order?
TBD, bruh.
DVD, bro.
Unknown.
Reid, I stand
Unknown,
corrected. My bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, we never know where we're going to go on this show. I know where we have to go right now, though. We have to go to the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Captain Connie and the locals are in Ducktown. This one's going to be so tense, my brother-in-law told me he's going to watch at a massage parlor. So LeBron got lippy with a flopper. Flopper? Is this basketball or high jump? Hey, did you hear about the dead high jumper? They buried him 6 feet over. Looks like Liv Golf is on his last legs. I knew it would never work when I heard Greg Norman was involved. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a great white shark in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
Oh, wow. Chet brought his eight. See, this is the difference. Chet's fired up. It's game day. Backs against the wall. Chet comes with his best. Oh, his brother. They buried him 6 feet over.
Yeah, the dead high jumper.
Well done. I'm glad that Chet's brother-in-law is going to be able to relax during the game.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Chet
I don't know if
maybe
he
that
got
should
that.
stay off air. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was maybe
I don't.
a little too revealing about his brother-in-law.
Maybe a bit too much.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. This text comes in from Dave in Section T. Enough messing around.
Okay.
Dave in Section T has put the bid up to $500.
Oh, wow.
There we go. $500. Dave in Section T, you've got it. If anybody else wants to get in, a dinner for 6 at the Brew House with Tom Gazzola, Pat Ketty. It's going to be a night, and it's a watch party. You're going to watch an Oilers game at the Brew House, at the Ice House. And you get a trip to the ice room, right?
Yeah, the ice room.
The ice room,
Yeah.
so that's fun. And all the proceeds are going to support Hockey Helps the Homeless, which EST will be on location all day tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Booster Juice Recreation Center in Terwilliger.
Is that the full name?
The Booster Juice Recreation Center in Terwilliger.
I think we learned that last year. Yeah.
This supports the Mustard Seed Kids Cottage and Jasper Place Wellness Center. So all of your money will stay right here in Edmonton. Dave in Section T, well done.
We have a limerick here from Tube Socks. He's emailed Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. There was once Ralph Intranuvo. How do you say his name?
Ralph Intranuvo.
There was once Ralph Intranuvo, the Oiler, whose grit made the rivals recoil, sir. A deke left and right, he'd win games all right, and keep Edmonton fans in a boil, sir.
Adding the word sir.
There you go.
Sneaky. Well done.
I realized I've rarely in my life said Ralph. It was Ralph Intranuvo, right?
Intranuvo.
Intranuvo, yeah. He not a name I've said a lot in my life, oddly enough.
A lot of people still bringing up the discussion that's been ongoing here all day in EST as we come to you live from Central West Edmonton, apparently. Is that what you'd call this place, Reid?
This is the West End.
Thanks, Reid.
We are in the West End.
Right, and White Ave is...
West Central or Central West? It'd be West. It'd be West Central.
Yeah, Reid and I,
South Central
just
is
so
White
everybody
Ave.
knows, because Reid, you haven't been able to really spout off on this. Not that I think you want to, but Reid and I are on the same page. South of the river, south side.
Yeah.
That's
And
just-
then you narrow it down from there.
yeah. Downtown's downtown.
Yeah.
North side's north side. West end's west end.
Yeah, about 130 blocks of South Side.
Yeah, but then you narrow it down from there. Like there are large
Like Argyle
regions.
is a part of the south side.
Right.
Millwoods is a
Is a
part
of the south side. Yeah.
Ritchie, the neighborhood, is a part of the south side.
Right.
Or as some say, south side. South side.
Is that what people say?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. We are already over halfway to 100 and about a third of our way to a goal of 155. So let's get in there and give us a like if you haven't done so already. We have what?
Well, the limericks are coming in hot and heavy.
All right, we'll compile a few and get to them because we got to get to our off-topic topic, and that is presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. The Oilers in Anaheim tonight. Give us your fun facts about Anaheim. Wrong answers only.
Oh, wrong answers only?
Well, or
Because there is some pretty
okay, so fun
Remarkable
facts about
facts.
Anaheim. Weird answers only or wrong answers only.
yeah. Yes. Before it was synonymous with theme parks, 50 German Americans founded it as a winemaking colony, which was California's largest wine producer for 25 years until a disease wiped out the vines in 1884. Did you know that?
No.
And Anaheim, Anna comes from the nearby Santa Ana River.
Okay.
Heim is German for home. Anaheim.
Oh, Anna's home.
Anna's home. Welcome home, Anna.
That's fascinating.
That's a fun fact. Ducks are legally not allowed to squat in parks in the city limits of Anaheim.
I don't know if that's true or not.
You tell me.
I think that's probably true.
It is not true.
Oh, okay. All right. So give us your fun facts about Anaheim or your wrong answer fact. Or you could text it to Jay, and then I have to guess if it's true or not. We'll just,
Yes, that's-
whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's like fool Reid. Try and trick him.
Yeah. So
Give us a fact.
Facts or non-facts about Anaheim. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino Inbox. Post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube as well. Derek says, when is the oil understood? Rip City Step replying, after the long pause. Exactly. The oil understood will be, we'll be talking about the Oilers most of the show. I think that specific segment will be about 20 after 4. Does Derek want to tune in for the chat or for the pause? Is he a big GCL Diesel fan? I'm not sure.
Oh, he'll be around.
Yeah. All right. We will get to some of your limericks. We have plenty of discussion for the Oilers and the Ducks tonight. Who's the key player? Can they keep the Ducks to 1 or 2 goals tonight? Is that going to be enough? How's Ingram going to play versus Dostal? Some of the storylines we're looking at. Here is the Coop.
Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson did not participate in morning skate for the Oilers as they face elimination Game 6 against the Ducks down in Anaheim. Tonight, Connor Ingram, Lukas Dostal expected to start for either side. Tonight, game time at 8 o'clock. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Swing by Hudson's Wide Ave with Tommy on location for both pre- and post-game coverage. Tune in at 6:30 only on EST. Only one other game on tap. The Wild with their first opportunity to boot the Stars in Game 6. Jeff Petrie stepping in for Minnesota. Jonas Brody in day-to-day with a lower body injury. They square off at 5:30. To the NBA, New York visits Atlanta. Boston is out in Philly while Minnesota plays host to Denver. The Knicks, Timberwolves, and Celtics all leading 3-2 in their respective series. Jays action, they're out in Minnesota challenging the Twins for the first of 3 total games just after 5:30 for first pitch. Kevin Gausman on the bump for Toronto. And 2 games live right now in the majors, bottom 5th, an 11-3 lead for the Astros against the Orioles. Kansas City leading the Athletics, or trailing, 6-2 Athletics with the lead, bottom 7th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment today. More on the Reid Wilkins Show following the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Stan Bowman should re-sign Connor Ingram for sure this summer, hired or fired.
Looking at the market, and unless there's
Not a sexy market.
you're looking for a trade for something, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want Connor Ingram. In my mind, Connor Ingram could go out on the market and easily look at a $5-6 million.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
God, I wish I could meet somebody like you online. She's got me in the friend zone.
Don't miss Morgan Jay's musical comedy May 23rd. 9 p.m. show is sold out. Second 6 p.m. show added. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said great job? Happy hour. Your boss said per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Okay, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Oilers and Ducks tonight. The official puck drop time is the good old 8:20 p.m. Mountain. 8:20 p.m. Mountain Time. No, the last game was 8:20. Haven't they all been 8:20 except for...
No, there was one that was 8:12.
There was one that was 8...
Or 8...
It was 8:10, I think.
8:10.
Yeah, I think maybe game 2 was 8:10. And then the Sunday game was... Well, it was still 7:50, I think. Anyway... the game's at 8:20 tonight. Oilers trying to stay alive against the Ducks. If there is a Game 7, then we'd get the game time for that one probably shortly after the end of the game tonight if the Oilers win. Portions of this hour of the Reid Wilkins Show presented by Little Buckaroo Design. Since 2015, Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta has been saying, heck yeah.
Heck yeah!
We can do that. From heat press and embroidery to rhinestones, sublimation, DTF, signs, and custom decals.
Decals?
Michelle and her team can make it happen. Stop by the showroom at 5063 Center Ave in New Sarepta. Call 780-984-2872 or check out their website, lilbuckaroodesign.ca, littlebuckaroodesign.ca in New Sarepta. Great company, and we are awesome to have them as partners here on Edmonton Sports Talk. They have helped clothe us.
Heck yeah!
Which is really cool. All right, what else is going on our website? Something pretty fun.
Yes, well, there's a few things that are going on over there. So a reminder that this is the last day for the Edmonton Sports Talk Shop EST Spring Store. So if you go to edmontonsportstalk.com, you'll see it at the top, Shop EST Spring Store. If you want to get all the latest EST gear, it's closing tonight. Today is the last day, 11:59 p.m.
There's some awesome stuff there.
Really cool stuff. So check it out if you haven't. I'm not saying you have to get anything, but there is some really cool stuff, and it's up there for the remainder of the day. Also, over at edmontonsportstalk.com is the Cara Family Resource Center's 50/50. This is all in support of local families and strengthening our community through the Cara Family Resource Center. Friend of the show, friend of EST, Mark Majot, is a part of the Cara Family Resource Center, and they have their Spring 50/50. I got to be honest. We got to help this thing out. I know Maddie and I are in on it. Let's get this jackpot up so that the Cara Family Resource Center can help keep, and that money stays right here in Edmonton as well.
Yeah.
So click over there and check out the Cara Family Resource Center's Spring 50/50. All that's available on edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yeah, Mark Majot, part of that, was a colleague of some of these guys here at TSN 1260. He does the MCTV podcast with Corey Graham, which we have as a Friends of EST program through our website. I like to listen to that show. They do a really good job. Mark's actually, when one day you were away, he came in and did a couple segments with me. He's fantastic. A great broadcaster, great guy. Does he still do Bears and Pandas basketball?
Oh, yeah.
With him and Doug McLean. Yeah.
McLean.
Mark's a great guy. All right, 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. I have some Oilers fun facts here about Game 6s. Do you want to do a limerick or two first, since those are coming in?
We'll do a limerick and a couple off-topic topics. How about that?
Sure.
This limerick comes in, from Jason in Leduc. Not since the days of Pokey Reddick have goalies' save percentages been this pathetic.
Oh.
The defense is porous. The PK is atrocious. Fix it or start swinging a golf stick.
Not bad.
Very
bad.
good. I mean, Pokey Reddick, that's
Pokey Reddick's a good reference. Eldon. Wasn't Eldon his actual first name?
I believe it was.
Well, and is. It wouldn't have been changed. This one you can't read?
Well,
too filthy? Or...
just inappropriate words for this program.
Oh, in a limerick form or directed at the...
fun facts about Anaheim. One referring to...
Oh, jeez.
If San Diego is this part of the whale, then Anaheim is the whale's bumhole.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Scott on a hotel balcony in Beaumont. Well, at least the weather's clearing up for you. Anaheim has a very little-known cabbage festival. Where people shuck their clothing, peel cabbage, leaves, dress in them, and dance around until the wee hours of the morning.
I'm going to say that's false.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He never did insinuate if this was real or fake.
I think that's got to be fake.
Fun fact, Anaheim used to be known as Annie's Hind.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my.
It was a certain particular establishment started by the late but great Annie. That's from eggs.
The Little Orphan?
Oh, boy, I can't read that.
The fun facts about Anaheim. People are really taking their shots at poor old Anaheim and the Ducks. We're just sending in the filthiest, meanest things they can think of and seeing if we'll read them.
Big Uke says, while Los Altos is known for apple, Anaheim grew in popularity due to the orange. At one point, had over 2,000 acres of orchid and was often referred to as the orange capital of the world.
I guess that's why it's Orange County.
Could be.
I guess that's why the Ducks wear orange.
Unless I have this is false or this is true, I can't verify.
Yeah.
Keep sending them in. 780-218-9999.
So, in the McDavid Draisaitl era, as I like to refer to it, here's how the Oilers have done in the 6th game of a playoff series when they have made it that far. You go back to the very first time these guys were in the playoffs together, 2017, first round in San Jose. They win it 3-1 and put the series away in 6. Pretty good. The second round, they trailed the Ducks 3-2 back at Old Rogers Place. Speaking of Mark Letestu, I believe he had 4 points in this game. They rang up Anaheim 7-1 to force Game 7, but they lost the series in 7. But nonetheless, won Game 6. 2022, the Oilers go into Los Angeles for Game 6, win the game 4-2 to stay alive, and then win Game 7. So there's another Game 6 win. 2023, they go into LA once again. They win 5-4 to put away the series in 6 games. However, in the next round on home ice against Vegas, they lost Game 6 5-2 to be eliminated in 6 games. 2024, we had a lot of Game 6s. 5-1 win versus Vancouver in the second round. Went back to Vancouver, won Game 7. Dallas in the Western Conference Final won the game 2-1. That's when they were out with the shots like 38-11, 36-12, something like that. Won the game 2-1, then won the series that night. Then, of course, in the Stanley Cup Final against Florida, the Oilers won Game 6 to force Game 7. They won the game 5-1. As everybody remembers, lost Game 7 in Florida. Last year, Game 6 on home ice against the Los Angeles Kings, won the game 6-4 to put the series away, and then in the Stanley Cup Final, lost 5-1 to Florida to have the Panthers win the Stanley Cup again. So I have that as 10 Game 6s in the McDavid Draisaitl era and 8 victories. Pretty good.
Not bad.
I'd even say excellent.
I would say.
I don't think I missed any there.
Well, I saw a fun fact that they were 11-13 in Game 6s dating back to the first round of the 2006 Stanley Cup playoffs. But a lot of that is what you already just discussed.
Oh, right, yeah. What did you have?
11 of 13 Game 6s dating back to the first round of... they're 11 for 13. They've won 11 of 13 Game 6s.
So I have them 8 out of 10. And in 2006, they won Game 6 against Detroit. They won Game 6.
So they must have dropped, or they must have won.
That's right, because they won all 3 Game 6s in 2006, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would make it 11-2.
Just have, exactly.
Yeah. But I just did the McDavid and Draisaitl stuff.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. So, anyway, hopefully they can stay alive. Tonight, we're with you until 6:30, and then Tom Gazzola, he's at Hudson's on White Avenue today for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. I'll be joining him as well. Belzy's on tonight as we'll set this one up between the Oilers and Anaheim. Also tonight, is it Minnesota-Dallas the other game tonight, Coop? Minnesota-Dallas playing each other. So the 2 Western Conference finalists from the last 2 years could both be out tonight.
Woo.
Actually, Dallas has been to the Western Conference Final 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Oilers 2 years in a row.
Do you think Minnesota's going to take care of business tonight?
Man, I don't know. You know what? I actually haven't seen as much of that series as I would have liked.
I know.
Just sometimes with when they're on or what they're up against. Minnesota's a good team. I don't know if home ice advantage means a lot. It just, Dallas is going to be pretty desperate. Last night, I watched quite a bit of Montreal-Tampa Bay. That just continues to be an excellent series. I did not make it past the end of the third period for Utah and Vegas. I barely made it to the end of the third.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'll see if Utah scored. And then Vegas obviously tied it with, about a minute left? A little under? Was it a little under or a little over a minute left?
Yep.
And then they won it. It was shorthanded goal in overtime. Eh? So... Man, Utah's been good, but now they're facing elimination.
Yeah,
however, it's back in Salt Lake for Game 6.
Well, you and I both thought that game would be pretty back and forth. We thought it would be
an exciting series, and it has been.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Chris with a limerick. Here we go. Jesse Pugliarvi, Peter Sarno, and Scott Mellenby. Magnus Payarvi, Peter Nedved, and Taylor Chorney. Arcabello, Cogliano, Brad Winchester, Josh Green, and Lori Korpakowski. That's the entire Limerick. Just listing off, what do we got? 11 Oilers alum.
That's pretty good.
Didn't even tell a story or work it in, just listed the names.
Yeah.
For some reason, I didn't even think that somebody would do that.
That is very creative.
Oh, my goodness. That's really good. Okay, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox.
I wonder if this is trolling us, Reid.
Oh, probably.
Poop Stains has text in 780-218-9999.
Well, I don't know. If there's one person you can trust, it's Poop Stains.
I mean, he's honest with himself.
If there's anything in life you can trust, it's Poop Stains.
Yeah. I shouldn't say he. It could be a he or she. Tommy is on White Ave. Where is that? I'm from the country. What side of town is it on?
Yeah, well, it's 82nd Avenue. It's on the south side, which means it's south of the river, south of the North Saskatchewan River. Poop Stains is just going to skid in from out of town. All right. If you have not yet given us a thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. No reason we can't get to 100 by the top of the hour. We need 30 more thumbs. Let's get there, and then we can keep building to 100 and put out the positive vibes as the Oilers try to stay alive tonight. Jay's Play of the Day focuses on a prominent member of your Edmonton Oilers. We'll get to that. Here's the coup.
Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson, both were absent from morning skate for the Oilers today as Edmonton faces elimination against Anaheim out in Orange County tonight. Puck drop at 8 o'clock with Tom Gazzola. Ben Thompson hitting the airwaves at 6:30 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Join Tommy live on location at Hudson's on White Ave for both pre and post game coverage. The only other game on tap, the Wild with their first opportunity to knock off the Stars, leading 3-2 entering Game 6. Jeff Petrie makes a return to the lineup with Jonas Brodin day-to-day with a lower body injury. They square off at 5:30. Over to basketball. New York visits Atlanta. Boston's out in Philly while Minnesota plays host to Denver. The Knicks, Timberwolves, Celtics all leading 3-2 in their respective series. Jays action, they're out in Minnesota against the Twins for the first of 3 total games. First pitch just after 5:30. Kevin Gausman starting for Toronto. Underway in the majors, 3 games live. Phillies, Giants, runless midway through the first, top of the 7th, an 11-3 lead for the Orioles, while the Athletics are up 6-3 on the Royals, top of the 9th. This sports update is brought to you by the Ranch Golf Club. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. It's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit the Ranch Golf Club. Visit theranchgolf.com today to find out more. Jay's Play of the Day up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Oil Stream.
Does the Dostal thing linger? Are they in his head now?
Well, he hasn't been good the entire series.
Also a good point.
Yeah.
He also has the stats of now the worst goaltender in the National Hockey League playoffs so far. Yeah. There's no way they don't go back to him, though. Husso made a couple of nice saves, but Dostal's their guy. And as Noodle said this morning, Husso's basically the number 3 guy.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
God, I wish I could meet somebody like you online. She's got me in the friend zone.
Don't miss Morgan Jay's musical comedy May 23rd. 9 p.m. show is sold out. Second 6 p.m. show added. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Playoffs don't care what day it is, and neither does the Canadian Brewhouse. Monday, we're packed. Wednesday, electric. Saturday, don't even ask. The Canadian Brewhouse is here for every game, every round, every minute of overtime. From puck drop to final buzzer, we are in this with you. Book your table, find your people, get loud. Don't miss out. Every game feels like a Saturday. This is our house, the Canadian Brewhouse.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
All right. We love having you tuning into the show today, along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. 3 to 6:30 today. Usually the show is 3 to 6, but we're extended on an Oilers playoff game until 6:30. You can post in the nasty chat on YouTube. Rip City Step says, shocking EST hasn't sold the ad space on Coob's forehead yet. Poor Coob. And
I'm shocked too.
Forehead ain't that big.
What would you want for that space?
Nothing.
Per show.
Per show?
Yeah.
I would have to get the entire bill for it.
Like you'd wash it off
Not a
after
percentage.
each show.
Yeah, but I'd get all the money.
No,
That'd be a
it
deal.
wouldn't work that way.
I
No,
don't think
it's
it works
that's
that way,
company
pal.
money, baby.
I didn't sign my forehead off in the contract.
All right. McDavid Dickinson did not take the morning skate. McDavid's going to play. Dickinson will be a game time decision. I would imagine Dickinson will be a game time decision, perhaps for the rest of the season, however long that is, as the Oilers try to win again and get this series to 7 games.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Which is presented by Play Alberta, your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. With the Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up at playalberta.ca.
Well, I was going to go NBA, but I decided to go with the game tonight, the Oilers game, Reid.
Okay.
Jay's play of the day. Oilers money line. Over 6.5 goals. McDavid over 1.5 points. And Cutter Gauthier over 0.5 points. So Cutter Gauthier, 1 or more points. McDavid, 2 or more points. Over 6.5 goals. Oilers money line. That has been boosted to plus 392, Reid.
Okay, nice.
And you know what, Reid? I feel good about it. Now, I know what you're going to say.
You always feel good about it. You're a happy guy.
Well, that's true. Optimistic.
Yes.
For Jay's play of the day. You're going to say, Jay, how could you take the over? Everybody's butts are going to be puckered. They're going to play tight.
That's not how I was going to put it.
I paraphrased. Gave you the Coles Notes version. But I don't, I think last game was the anomaly.
Okay. You don't think that's the new norm, so
I
to
don't
speak?
think it's the new norm. And especially if the Oilers can come out and play the same way they did and come out early, come out often, I think Anaheim's going to push back and maybe get 2, maybe 3 by Connor Ingram. But I think this has the makings of a 5-3, 6-3, even a 4-3 victory for the Edmonton Oilers. And if that's the case, I would imagine McDavid has 2 or more points and Cutter Gauthier has been electric this series. So, that's been boosted to plus 392. Go over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials. And if you haven't yet, download the new Play Alberta app. You will like it. And Reid, always use your game sense.
No, we should mention your play yesterday did hit.
Yeah, it was kind of our play, because I did discuss it with you. So it was Montreal, Pittsburgh, Utah, all plus 1.5. So they all lost by, Montreal won, but the other games were 1-goal games, so it cashed.
So as soon as Utah and Vegas went to overtime, you were already laughing. You were laughing all the way to the bank.
I was,
and then you realized no banks were open at 11 at night.
In my dreams, Reid, because I too fell asleep. These late nights, like tonight, is...
Well, you got to pick your spots. I mean,
Well, yeah, but you're not... Realistically, the game is going to be over at what, 11?
Yeah, with no overtime tonight. That's
with no overtime,
11, yeah.
Right? And then with an Oilers win or lose, you're going to be tuning into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show.
Some of us might be going on it.
Some of you might be going on it. I mean, it's a late night.
Yeah. And I've had a couple early.
So you got to recover on some nights.
Hey, I got to thank the folks at Weiss Johnson, by the way. I know they're involved with the morning show, but I needed a new furnace, a new hot water tank, and then I was like, yeah, you might as well throw in some AC. So a crew working very hard at my place for the last 3 days, finishing up this afternoon. So I'm looking forward to it. It's all set to go. Weiss Johnson notes they were outstanding all the way, front to back through this.
I know you've been talking with me about this through the process, and I can confirm. I mean, every time you've mentioned it, it's been going good. Reid, I am so excited for you to have air conditioning, and I am quite confident you will use it this weekend.
I very well might.
Maybe even just say you can, and you did.
Yeah, just to say
you're going to be rolling around at 16 in that place.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dress up.
You're gonna have to put a park on.
I'm gonna have to wear a shawl. Where's my shawl? All right, that was indeed Jay's play of the day for Play Alberta.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
And of course, we are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Head to the Canadian Brewhouse for your chance to win Oilers playoff tickets. While you're at it, enjoy an ice-cold tankard of Molson Canadian and Coors Light. See in-store for details. Please drink responsibly. We've been broadcasting for the home games. Tom has been from the Ice House downtown, which has been great. I've been enjoying the spicy sriracha maple bacon wings, which are really good. So hopefully I'm going there for the May wing flavor of the month as well.
I hope you are.
We'll tell everybody what that is a little bit later on,
sure.
Especially if they missed it yesterday. 780-218-9999 is how you get a hold of us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Better do Jason Strudwick coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes, by the way. Should we do clue number 2?
Yeah, why not?
In the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, you're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's. And the second clue is Bruins. So the first clue was center. The second clue is Bruins. You have to text your guesses to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Maximum 3 guesses per person, so you can't just spam the chat or spam the text line with every possible athlete that it could be. And the first correct answer gets the $25 gift card to Hudson's. The 2 clues so far, we have more coming, but the 2 clues so far are center and Bruins. We should probably do the auction now because we got Struds coming up. We'll do a reminder about the auction.
Okay, so as you all know, or if you don't now, you will. We are on location tomorrow all day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Hockey Helps the Homeless tournament. That's at the Booster Juice Recreation Center in Terwilliger. If you're in the area on the south side, come say hi. We'd love to see you. This is in support of the Mustard Seed, Kids Cottage, and the Jasper Place Wellness Center. So we are doing a charity auction, and our good friend Pat Ketty from the Canadian Brewhouse, in this instance, the Canadian Ice House downtown, is giving away a dinner for 6. So you and your 5 friends with Tom Gazzola, with Pat Ketty, and an NHL alumni. It'll be on an Oilers game night. It'll be a watch party at the Ice House downtown. You'll get access to the ice room there, which is really cool. And I got to be honest with you, going out with Pat, this is worth a lot more. We put the value.
Be disappointed.
You shan't be. We put this value at $500, but I think it's got to be more. Now, the current bid, the person who has it currently is Dave in Section T at $500. Okay. So all the money stays right here in Edmonton. If you could do it and you want to have a good night with you and 5 other friends, text us 780-218-9999. We are going to be closing this down at 5:30 because everything needs to be taken care of by 6. So yeah, that's it. Send in your bid, Reid. That's what you'd say, right?
Yeah, text in your bid.
Text in your bid 780-218-9999.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
All right, Oilers and Ducks coming up 8:20 tonight for the face-off. Head coach Chris Knobloch says the team looking pretty calm.
Yeah, it's a high-pressure game that it is a elimination game, but we've been in these before and games that are even more high-pressure, and the calm and the easiness of our players is pretty remarkable. That it's just as if it's another game. Obviously, it's not. There's a lot riding on it, but there's a lot of confidence. They feel good, and they know what they have to do.
All right, Jason Strudwick, Edmonton Oilers legend, when we get back.
The Lock Shop.
The final 20-25 seconds felt like about 10 minutes if you were a Habs fan.
Yeah.
And the way they were whipping the puck around. One of the guys fanned on a shot with about 11 seconds left. And I was getting straight up flashbacks to the Manitoba Miracle last year. The Perfetti 1.6 goal. It's a fun night of playoff hockey.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Worksite ready, Western tough. Lamley's Workwear is calling all tradespeople, oil and gas crews, construction workers, farmers, and hard-working Canadians. Built for the job with quality craftsmanship, job site protection, and cowboy-worthy durability. Trusted brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed for performance and all-day comfort on the toughest sites. No matter the season, Lamley's has the workwear you need. Shop the full range now at lamleys.com/work.
LAMMLES.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
For more on Orange County, Connor McDavid and Jason Dickinson are game time decisions, both missing morning skate for the Oilers. It's Connor Ingram in between the pipes, do or die game 6 against the Ducks with puck drop at 8 o'clock. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson set things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Swing by Hudson's Wide Ave with Tommy on location for both pre and post game coverage. They hit the airwaves at 6:30 right here on EST. One other game on tap in the NHL. Wild with their first chance to knock off the Stars in Game 6. Jeff Petrie steps in for Minnesota with Jonas Brodin day-to-day with a lower body injury. That game goes at 5:30. In the NBA, New York visits Atlanta. Boston's out in Philly while Minnesota plays host to Denver. The Knicks, Timberwolves, and Celtics all leading 3-2 in their respective series. Jays, they do play tonight just after 5:30 first pitch against the Twins for the first of 3 total games. Kevin Gausman on the bump for Toronto. And right now, 2 games are live. Bottom 7th, 11-4 lead for the Astros against the Orioles. And it's the Giants trailing by 2, top of the 2nd against the Phillies. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Hope you are ready to go. Your Edmonton Oilers in Anaheim to face the Ducks. Edmonton trying to force a Game 7. They stayed alive on Tuesday with a 4-1 win at Rogers Place. Came out storming. Scored 3 goals in about the first 10.5 minutes to go up 3-0. Won the game 4-1. Evan Bouchard, a big game. Vasily Podkolzin was excellent. Connor Ingram held the fort as the Ducks continued to push as the game went on. Jay, like it's so, like these series are short but long, and they kind of take on lives of their own. It's kind of stunning to me that the Oilers not only have scored the first goal 5 consecutive games, every game in the series, but are only 2-3. Like you would expect the team with the first goal, if they did it 5 times, to probably be ahead in the series or to have already won it.
Well, and that's a great point, and that's credit to Anaheim. The way that they have played earlier on in this series, I don't know, and that's the big question heading into tonight. Was the last game, was Game 5 a one-off, or is Anaheim now on the decline? Are they folding to the pressure of Edmonton?
Well, this is the one thing, because a couple days ago I was quite blunt that I thought the series was going to end on Tuesday.
Correct.
Still could end tonight. I got a lot of respect for Anaheim. The one thing that makes me feel that maybe the pendulum has swung a little bit in the Oilers' advantage is that Anaheim all year long was a streaky team. 6-7 in a row or 8-1-1 or whatever. And then they'd have we haven't won for 2 or 3 weeks, or one win in a 6 or 7 game span. Now in the playoffs, that all gets condensed. So maybe it shifts the other way. We'll see tonight. And we're going to go to the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. This guy is a former NHL defenseman, a former Edmonton Oiler. He's also with the Got Your Back podcast. He's also one of my favorite athletes of all time. Jason Strudwick checking in. Jason, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Holy jeez, do I have to send you an 8x10 autograph for that intro?
Well, I decided to do it straight up because over the years, even going back to Inside Sports, we had a running joke where every time I had you on, I made it more specific. Like, he's my favorite left shot defenseman from Edmonton who wore number 43 and whose last name starts with S. I made it. Now I just thought, no, I'm swinging it back the other way. One of my all-time favorites. So there it is.
Well, pretty soon it's going to be the greatest living hockey player, and I don't know that you'll be overstating it if you say that.
This is why Jason succeeded, kids. It's confidence. You got to have confidence.
Confidence is high. Confidence is high.
How's your day going? What's going on today before you watch Game 6 tonight?
What am I watching for?
No, what are you up to today? How do you get ramped up for Game 6?
Well, I start every day with 1,000 push-ups. So that takes about 23 minutes. And then I've been coaching a lot of hockey today, and now I'm just waiting to pick one of my kids up from school. So pretty standard. There's nothing. It's not too sexy other than the 1,000 push-ups and 23.
That's amazing. Well, okay, so I don't know if you've really met Jason Milne, my colleague and co-host here at EST, yeah. But he's a big sports dad with his 3 daughters, and he loves doing it. What is the most rewarding of your sports dad? What's the most rewarding part of being a sports dad coach for you?
Oh, man. You know what? I just think I like driving them to practice and back or to games and back and just hearing what they want to talk about, right? Like, I think that, to me, is pretty special. That's the time you get with them. And, you know, I don't pepper them too much with stuff, you know, no matter how the game went, poorly, good, or is it volleyball or whatever they're doing. Just ask them did they have a good time, and do you want Dairy Queen or McDonald's?
And then you're the tie-breaking vote if they can't decide.
Yeah, so Blizzard's always the answer.
Yeah. All right. The game's coming up tonight. How much, if at all, because we're going to have some clips here from Hyman and Knobloch, they seem pretty calm. You know, some comments about the experience, and yeah, we've been here before. How much of a factor do you actually think that is for the Oilers tonight? That whole, like, we've played a lot of Game 6s, or we've played a handful of games where our season could have ended and we've survived.
Yeah, I think it does make a difference. I think it does. And not that you have this amazing superpower where you know how everything works or anything like that, but what I think it is you understand the moment, that it's not one great play usually in this game that makes it happen. It's just constantly doing the right thing, you know, shift in, shift out, moving the puck, doing all those right things. And you've been there before. And because I think, you know, I didn't play a lot of big games in the NHL, but when I was in junior, I did. And our coach just kept saying, just worry about your shift. Worry about this next shift. Just have a good shift. And it was such good advice because you don't know when the big moment's going to be. I can't say it's your 7th shift, but if you play every shift the same way and as a team you collectively do the same thing within your system, I think that brings confidence and luck, because I think you create your own luck. It's not the other way around.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, Anaheim got a bounce on that overtime goal, but it's because they kept putting the puck to the net. Right? Like it was, they kept getting it to the front of the net. The Oilers came out absolutely on fire last game. As that game went on, you know, Anaheim did have a lot of chances. They outshot the Oilers by 10. Ingram had to be solid. In your mind, was that still an indication of Anaheim dictating in this series, or was that the good old score effects where it was 4-1 Oilers and they just knew, hey, doesn't matter if the puck's in our own end, don't give them an easy one, we're fine?
Well, it's a good question. I'll answer. I just want to go back to your point in the overtime in Game 4. So the regulation goal and then the overtime goal, what happened was the Oilers had 2 chances to get out their blue line, didn't get it out. So when I talk about creating your own habits or creating your own good luck, they didn't get it out twice, and it's in the back of their head. So that's, you do this right thing, shift after shift after shift. And the opposite is that the Ducks holding that line and keeping that puck in, and then eventually gets more chances. So that's the perfect example you brought up there, Reid. You know, now as far as, what was the second question now? Sorry, I was on such a
as that game went on, you know, the Ducks still wound up out shooting the Oilers. Yeah, that stuff, yeah. Yeah,
I got you. Yeah, so the Anaheim definitely came back and kind of took over the second and third period. But the Oilers had built something up that, you know, they're 3-0. And I think the key goal of the whole thing was the Oilers' 4th goal, right? Because they had some momentum, the Ducks scored, then the Oilers on their power play get it done. And I thought that was a really huge goal by them. Unbelievable play by Bouchard. Like, that is keeping that puck on that blue line under pressure. Finding McDavid was absolutely insane that he made that play. But yes, I think that Anaheim built that momentum, was started going. So now I think we'll look for Anaheim to have a really big start tonight, because, you know, the Oilers are like, hey, we got to come at them early. They're not a great starting team. Let's get a couple in the bank here, and then hopefully we can lock it down and play properly for the last 60 or whatever, 40 minutes and get a win tonight.
Jason Strudwick joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Much like your biceps this morning after your reps, there's been a lot of talk about pressure. Okay, who's under pressure? Who has pressure leading into it? Is there much too much or far too much energy and thought put into the term pressure? Because as we've learned and as we've heard from players and past players, you take the game from yesterday or 2 days ago and you throw it out, right? NHL players don't have a long-term memory. So is there any team that you think is under pressure tonight? Or is it simply just the Oilers are because they're up against it and their backs are against the wall?
Yeah, first off, it's Thursdays is always triceps. Man. Oh, you should know that, buddy. I'm actually
a tighter stance. Sorry, I forgot.
Listen, I'm going to let this one slide, and I'm sorry I called you out on it. That's actually pretty rude on your own show to call you out on that. But anyways, we'll try to move on with this discussion. Pressure. I mean, there's no doubt the Oilers have more pressure. The Oilers have more pressure for sure because if they lose, they're out. I mean, that's the ultimate pressure, right, of losing and you're out. But that being said, the Ducks haven't been through this before, and it does matter. Having been through a situation before in anything in life, the second time you go through something like, I kind of know what to expect. I'm hopeful that the Oilers can put that pressure on the Ducks, score early, and then the big thing for me tonight is that penalty kill. Man, they've got to sort out this penalty kill. They got scored on off the rush last game. That just doesn't work. They have to have. I think they can clean the sheet twice on penalty kills, both tonight and what I hope would be a game Saturday. I think they win this series.
Struddy, we've seen this throughout the playoffs, not just in this series, but across the NHL playoffs, is when a team is up and they start sitting back and they start flipping the pucks out. I just want to hear your perspective on that. For me, it drives me nuts because you've gotten to this point. You've gotten the lead by being aggressive and going after it. And then once you have it, you totally change your game plan. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I don't think the guys changed their game plan. It's not like, okay, guys, we're up by 3, let's just sit back. The other team is desperate and they start playing a little bit harder, right? And they're taking maybe a few more chances to spend time in your zone. I've never seen a coach say, okay, we're good, guys, let's just fall back and we're just going to accept this rush. They're not. So, but your point is well made. They can't just sit back. You have to try to play on your toes. And what that means to me is that, you can dump it out, but let's get up the ice, put pressure on them, try to play the odd shift in their end, right? And so to do that, I'm looking at guys like Podkolzin, Hyman, Kapanen, whoever's on that fourth line, get that puck chipping in and just grind. You don't have to try to score. Do the old George the Rock special, throw in the corner and do a square dance in the corner for 30 seconds and change. Just kill time. So I think that would be my one, thing I'd like to adjust is that don't just, it's okay to chip it out, but when you chip it out, don't just wait at your blue line for them to come again. Get up that ice, get up, put pressure, and then try to play some shifts in their end to throw them out of balance. But it's the other team just starts pushing way harder because they're so far down.
All right, Jason Strudwick joining us here on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. I just want to circle back to the penalty kill. What would you change?
Well, I mean, I don't love that box they use in the neutral zone, and this is why. As a D-man, I want to know that I can stand up on that line because there's 3 across. So, generally speaking, you might put, some people might put the forward in the middle and the 2D on the side, but I want to hold that line because what I want them to chip it behind me so I can go get a fight. I can go, not get a fight, but I can take it in the corner and go fight and try to get that puck out. That's what I would like to do. When you're in that box, it's a little harder. You're kind of holding the middle and kind of letting them get the zone entry easy. I don't want to get the zone entry. I want to try to make them dump it in. As soon as you make a dump it in, they don't have possession anymore. They can go get possession, but they got to work to get it. So I don't love that system. So right off the hop, that would be my problem right off the hop in the neutral zone.
I like how you put that because I pay a lot of attention to what happens once it's in the zone. So I like how you shift focus to what even happens before that. You know what I want, Jason? You might laugh at this. I just want them, when they get the puck, actually take a full slap shot down the ice. I hate this. They actually steal the puck and they look to make a pass and try to break it out. Just slap it down the ice.
Well, I mean, a lot of times, I've been in that situation before because obviously I killed, penalties. And what happens is when there's a lot of people on you, sometimes you don't know where the open lane is. So you're tapping to someone on your team and hopefully they can ice it down. And you see that off of face-offs or out of the corner. So that's a pretty big deal right there. But again, what I'd like to see, and again, the reason I want them to dump it in on me is because it gives me a chance to get a fight and what I'd call keep them on the run along the wall. And I'm chipping pucks or, putting pressure on them. When they enter with full possession, it's Lucas Carlson. I'm not taking a run at Lucas Carlson to try to take that puck back. He's going to stick handle around me like nobody's business.
Yeah. Okay. Struddy, we look forward to the game tonight. I really appreciate that you made time for the show here. It's always great to catch up with you. I know you got to continue your chauffeur duties here, which I know you're proud of. But thank you so much for doing this, buddy. Hopefully we got a Game 7 on Saturday.
Yeah, and Milne, listen, I accept your apology for the comment you made about it being bicep Thursday. So let's just try to move on. Our relationship was healthy before. It's probably a rocky patch right now.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I know we've been, when we were on the Hangout together, people were wondering if we were brothers because we have an eerily similar, beautiful hairline, I might add. So, yeah, next time we're in here, we'll go outside to inside push-ups and we'll hammer out some sets.
Good, buddy. Good. We'll let it bygones be bygones.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Struddy.
See you, boys.
There is Jason Strudwick from the Got Your Back podcast and a great member of the community here, former NHLer. A good perspective on the peak. And that's why I love talking to the guys that played. I mean, we're lucky to have Gager and Belsey around, and Cass used to be here. A lot of times they notice what's going on, but sometimes they'll say, actually, the problem started sooner than that. Right. And that's probably what makes PK players different, Reid. Right. He said, give me the fight. I want to get in the fight because now I got to make you work. Well, because the Ducks want to carry the puck in.
Sure.
Right. So they're good on the rush. The logic would dictate they'd be even better on the rush when you're down a man. So don't even give that opportunity. If you can still stand them up at the line, make them chip it in. Yeah, maybe you are the first one back and you tie it up, or you can slap it around the boards or whatever and get it out.
That was probably one of the best breakdowns of the PK issues for the Oilers, that because it's easy to say, well, get better. Well, how do they get better? What do they do? And get yourself in these battles along the wall that expels energy and doesn't allow them to simply carry it across your blue line.
Right. Well, and the way he brought that up, okay, so you can be better on the PK if you make it harder for Anaheim to get into the zone to begin with. And what have you and I talked about over the course of this series, how the Ducks have frustrated the Oilers. The Ducks have not frustrated the Oilers or earned the lead in this series by how they're playing inside their own blue line. The Ducks have done things to the Oilers to say, okay, we have to stop them from getting in their own blue line. And we've gone over the way they've pressured some of the defensemen in their own end, some of the things they've done in the neutral zone, right? Because everybody knows when the Ducks are in their own end, it's not expert defending.
Right.
So the Ducks have basically said, all right, of course we have to work on that, but we're probably not going to overhaul that in the course of the 3 days they had to prepare for this series. So they had to come up with things, okay, what are some things that we can do so the Oilers can't even get into our own end?
Now, and they were doing a good job of that earlier on in the series.
Right, but then when the Oilers had the puck in Anaheim's end a lot in the first 11 minutes of Game 5, Anaheim couldn't do much. And the Oilers kept coming in waves and got 3 goals.
Great point. Yeah. I mean, that's what led to that, pressure, physicality, and just pucks on net in Anaheim zone.
And the Oilers got to stay out of the box. I mean, it's not like they're giving Anaheim 8 power plays a game, but, Anaheim's scoring on half the power plays. Well, so you can't do anything. I mean, Szymanski's taking a couple tough penalties. I mean, even the penalty Doc took, I know he's trying to be physical, but you got to know when to back off in a situation like he took. So if the Oilers can stay out of the box, that's going to go a long way right there. That's the best way not to allow power play goals.
I'm sure you saw it after the fact, but that was pretty neat to see after Doc got out of the penalty box, because if I'm not mistaken, the Oilers scored again less than 2 minutes later on their own power play.
Right.
Leon Draisaitl went over and tapped him on the leg and said, hey, you can't be doing that. Right. It wasn't a scolding, but it was this is going the way we want it to go. Don't get in the way.
Right. Well, and like Jason made a good point. Be ready for that shift that could decide the game. Don't force it, but be ready for that shift, which also means sometimes don't make the mistake on your shift. It's the whole live to fight another day, right? Like you got to try to make a play when it's there. And I think the same things are with penalties and with hits. Yeah, deliver the big hit when it's there.
Right.
Don't do it when it's not there, and then your shift put your team shorthanded, which could swing the game the other way. Now, are the Oilers better prepared?
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, I just think I'm wondering how people feel today. Like on Tuesday, we had an interesting mix of nervous energy, doom and gloom, a little bit of optimism, a little bit of hope. Now the Oilers have forced Game 6. I feel as if the chatter is quieter today. Like, are Oilers fans, are they somewhat satisfied that at least it didn't end in 5, that at least it didn't end on home ice? So is that why, like, it's not a short series anymore? Or are Oilers fans now feeling like, oh, okay, it's actually turned and we have the better team now?
Thank goodness you said the second statement there, because I was thinking they are not just simply happy to get past Game 5.
Well, I would hope not, but I'm just wondering.
Feel that, and this is just my thoughts, but Oilers fans now see the train starting to move faster on the tracks. Okay? The big dogs are strolling up, which in games 1 and 2 were not there. Connor McDavid had his best game of the series. Evan Bouchard had his best game of the series. Zach Hyman was involved. Leon Draisaitl continued to be strong. And Connor Ingram shut the door. That's positive momentum that the Oilers now need to build on and come out with that same attitude that they started Game 5 with. And quite frankly, Reid, if they come out and play that way, I mean, hey, if they can play that way for 2/3 of the game, Anaheim could have their best game of the series, Reid. And I don't think the Oilers would lose tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of respect for the Ducks.
Of course.
I thought they'd be a dangerous opponent. I'm wondering, okay, let me ask you this. Can the Anaheim Ducks win a low-event game?
Can you just, mostly for people listening, what do you mean when you say low-event game?
Okay, so it's not wide open. Scoring chances are incredibly hard to come by. As opposed to the scoring chances being 14-12 by the end of the game. Maybe they're 4-2. Can Anaheim settle into that? And, well, can Anaheim be patient and not be the team that makes the mistake or does something to give it away?
Well, I think their best game is when it's a fast-paced rush-style game, right? Up the ice. So I don't know if I don't. I would say, Reid, that would favor the Oilers a lot more than it would favor the Ducks, because the Oilers have shown that they can play that low event, grind it out, physical, tight checking style game.
At least in past playoffs. Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe not as much like JW put in the nasty chat. Can the Edmonton Oilers win a low event game? That's a fair question, but I also think it's fair to ask it about the Ducks.
Because their wins have not come from low-event games.
Right.
They've come out from, look at the scores in this series, right? All out, goal fest, shots on goal, fast-paced, up and down the ice.
Yep.
That's a good question.
780-218-9999 is how you can text us. The River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Tap 25 has their happy hour, $5.25 drinks. Available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. This is all beers, including bottle and draft, import and domestic, select premium well highballs, and select premium wine served at Tap 25, Center Bar, Onyx, and on the casino floor. You can find out more, rivercreeresort.com. Do you want, how many bids you want to update? Or are we good for now?
Not that I have seen. If you did send in a bid, it's currently at $500. That is for Dave in Section T. That is, once again, at the Canadian Ice House downtown, a dinner for 6 with Tom Gazzola, Pat Ketty, and an NHL alum to TBD, brah.
TBD, brah. All right. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. And, of course, we are coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. You can watch a lot of hockey there, of course, and UFC 328 going down Saturday, May 9th. Next Saturday already is May 9th, eh?
Hard to believe.
My goodness. It's at the Canadian Brewhouse. Catch every hit, takedown, and knockout on screens everywhere with cold drinks and electric fight night energy only at the Canadian Brewhouse. The Oil Understood for GCL Diesel coming up, as is former Oilers goaltender Ben Scrivens. Here comes the Coupe.
Down in Anaheim, Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson each miss morning skate for the Oilers. McDavid expected to be good to go tonight against the Ducks, while Dickinson is a game-time decision. Connor Ingram gets the call in between the pipes, with the Oilers looking to stave off elimination. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tommy live from Hudson's on White Avenue for both pre- and post-game coverage. Tune in starting at 6:30 only on EST. The only other game on tap, the Wild looking to knock off the Stars in Game 6. Jeff Petrie back in the lineup for Minnesota. Jonas Brodin is day-to-day with a lower body injury. They drop the puck at 5:30. To the NBA 3 Game 6s. New York in Atlanta. Boston out in Philly while Minnesota plays host to Denver. The Knicks, Timberwolves, Celtics all leading 3-2 in their respective series. For the Jays, they get back at it. 5:40 first pitch against the Twins out in Minnesota for the first of 3 games in their series. Kevin Gausman to the bump for the Jays, and 2 games are live right now in the majors. Top of the 11th, Houston with an 11-4 lead on Baltimore. And bottom 3rd inning, the Phillies nursing a 2-0 lead on the Giants. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The show rolls on right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Following the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McLennan.
As much as Edmonton played well, I didn't think Anaheim's good players didn't have a good game last night. Dostel didn't have a great start. Obviously, he gets lifted, so Anaheim's going to be a lot better. And Edmonton can't just sit back and go, hey, we won a game on home ice. We can rest on that, and Anaheim's going to fold. If anything, they're going to see Anaheim's best game.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. 8:20 puck drop Mountain Time tonight. Oilers at Ducks. We have a full day of pregame coverage for you here on Edmonton Sports Talk. This show extended until 6:30 today. Then at 6:30, live from Hudson's on White Ave, Tom Gazzola with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Of course, Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta, your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download the Play Alberta app. Start playing today. Also, playalberta.ca. Look for all the EST specials.
Jay's play of the day. Edmonton Oilers money line. Over 6.5 goals. McDavid, 2 or more points. Cutter Gauthier, 1 or more points. Boosted to plus 392.
All right.
I like it.
Well, you came up with it, so I hope you like it.
That's the problem with coming up with your own plays. You're like, ooh, that's a good one to take.
Right. Yeah. That's why I put mine in quite sparingly. But they have a couple of mine have gone well.
Use your game sense.
Yeah.
Use your game sense, as always.
I can also tell you this. Well, Paul Stanley's going to tell you. We are over 100 likes on YouTube, over 100 thumbs up. But if you haven't clicked, we still want you to click because we want to get to at least 100 and... And again, we're with you for a couple more hours. I think we can get to a 200 thumb show.
Let's go.
But the next threshold is 155.
Why not?
So if you have not clicked, please click. And then once you have clicked, click the share button.
Do you believe in life after love?
Link off to other people in your life and get them involved as well. And we have the Oil Understood. It is presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. The Oilers' expected lineup. Now, again, McDavid and Dickinson didn't take the morning skate. Dickinson's a game-time decision. McDavid's going to play, but I expect Dickinson to play.
You would.
McDavid with Draisaitl and Kapanen. Nugent-Hopkins with Podkolzin and Hyman. Really good line. We talked a lot about Podkolzin's play yesterday. Dickinson with Savoy and Roslovic. Szymanski with Doc and Lazar. And then the defensemen in these pairings will move around. Ekholm with Bouchard. Nurse with Murphy. Wallman with Emerson. Ingram in goal once again for the Oilers. Dostal for the Ducks. They're going to have Carlson with Gauthier and Terry. Granlund with Killorn and Seneca. Paling with Kreider and McTavish. Washi, Viel, and Moore. And then Lacombe with Trouba. Minchikov with Carlson. Hines with Hellison. The Oilers, hoping that they can be good late in a series again. Chris Knobloch was asked about how they fell behind to begin with.
Yeah, we weren't playing our best hockey to start the series, and other factors that attribute to this. But it's not something we thought we'd be in. It's definitely going into the series. It's definitely something we should have known that a possibility of it happening. Just because Anaheim is a good team, they've got a lot of good players, and yes, it's their first time here with this group, but they've got a lot of good threats. They're a good team, and they're putting us to the brink of elimination. And obviously, we would want to extend this as long as we can and bring this back to Edmonton.
Yeah, looking for Game 7 on Saturday night. One of the storylines in this series, the Oilers have scored first in every game. A couple times they've even had a 2-0 lead, yet they trail the series 3-2. Knobloch was asked why they've lost leads.
Taking unnecessary penalties. And them capitalizing on the power play. I think, you obviously want to play good defensive hockey, not giving them opportunities. They're going to get opportunities, whether those pucks go in the net or not. But, if there's a common theme, it's taking penalties that, a lot of them in the offensive zone, unnecessary, and they taking advantage of it and getting back into games.
Well, and that's been an ongoing theme for Knobloch, is the penalties and the poor PK and really the special teams. I mean, I think, at least publicly, he's been saying that they're okay 5-on-5. I think they could be better 5-on-5, but having said that, they are outscoring Anaheim 5-on-5. The special team, what are we at? 7-3 special teams goals?
Yeah.
6 power play goals for Anaheim, 1 shorthanded goal, and the Oilers have 3, or do the Oilers have 4 power play goals now?
4
now.
7-4. Sorry. Reid.
Oh, so that's okay. So now 8-4. Sorry, I was still doing the stats from 2 days ago. The special teams goals are 8-4 Anaheim, 7 on the power play, 1 shorthanded. So what's Edmonton on the power play? 4 for 14?
On the power play, 4 for 14. Yeah, that's
and Anaheim 7 for 14.
So I mean, Anaheim's obviously right now the best in the playoffs. The Oilers are still third. I mean, 4 for 14.
But if you're, I
mean, that's not far below where they were in the regular season.
No,
Reid,
it isn't.
Right? But it's the other side, the penalty kill, that has just been atrocious. But it has, it's looked better, but it's still been 50. Like last game, it was 50% as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to stay out of the box.
They just got to stay out of the box.
Stay out of the box.
That might be one of the biggest keys to an Oilers victory tonight. Honestly, how can't it?
Don't even give them a chance on the power play.
Don't give them a chance.
Right?
I mean, here's a question for you, Reid. If the Oilers, well, no, I'll save this for buying or selling.
Oh my goodness!
I'll save it for buying or later.
I'm all teased. Yeah. Zach Hyman was asked if the Oilers lean on their experience.
I don't know if you necessarily lean on it. You just it's a different feeling when it's different when you play your first NHL game compared to when you play your 500th NHL game. Like there's just a mentality and a mindset that for us there's nothing unexpected. We've played in a lot of us played in the Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals. Like we've played in big games before, so there's a comfort to playing in those. You got to play your best. Your season's on the line. I think you're better at it as you play more.
I found that answer interesting because he said, well, you don't really lean on your experience, and then he gave details which would seem to indicate he's explaining how you lean on your experience. But I think the way I interpret that is that they don't sit there and tell each other like, hey, remember when we played in that other Game 6? Remember when we were down? I think they just know that once they're out there, they're kind of not surprised by anything. Or as Strudwick said earlier, they know not to give the game away. They know that when there is a key shift in the game that's going to decide the game, make it count. Don't have given the game away. I think, to me, that's how I interpret what he was saying. That, of course, they're leaning on the experience, but they just rely on it more in the moment as opposed to talking to, I don't think they need to go up to each other in the dressing room and be like, hey, Connor, remember that time we were in a Game 6 and you scored?
Right.
Do that again.
I get the sense that they have a comfort in experience, Reid. That gives them a comfort because either you have it or you don't. If you're doing something for the first time and you're a little nervous about it and you're, well, how's it going to go? What do I do? But when you've done it and you've repeatedly done it and you've been there, you take comfort. You're more comfortable going into, let's face it, a do or die situation for the Edmonton Oilers. They've been here before. This Anaheim team has not. That's why this is such a huge game for them. I thought they made a mistake by letting the Oilers off the hook already. And I think it's going to happen again tonight and drag this game back to Edmonton. And that's just the difference for this Oilers team. Down 3-1.
Goaltending, of course, will be critical. It favored the Oilers a couple of days ago. What will happen tonight? We'll talk to a former NHL goaltender, Ben Scrivens, when we get back.
Game 6, Oilers Ducks tonight from Anaheim. Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson both missing morning skate. McDavid expected to go while Dickinson is a game-time decision. It's Connor Ingram in between the pipes as the Oilers look to stave off elimination. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson set things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Gazzola on location at Hudson's White Avenue for both pre- and post-game coverage. That starts at 6:30 to tee up the game right here on EST. The only other game tonight in the NHL Wild with their first chance to knock off the Stars, up 3-2 in the series. Jeff Petrie stepping in for Minnesota with Jonas Brodin out day-to-day with a lower body injury. They hit the ice at 5:30. NBA action, New York visits Atlanta. Boston's out in Philly, while Minnesota plays host to Denver. The Knicks, Timberwolves, Celtics all with a 3-2 lead in their respective series. For the Jays, they get at it. First pitch, 5:40, Blue Jays. Twins out in Minnesota. It's Kevin Gausman to the mound for T.O. And one game's live right now, top of the fourth. Giants down 2-1 against the Phillies. Ben Scrivens, former Oiler, up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The EST Hangout.
And when you're any league trying to appeal to new fans, any league that's trying to be cool, I can't think of a better sport to look through than curling. And that's what they've done, is they've looked to curling, which all leagues should do. And look, I love curling. You shouldn't be looking to curling to make your league more exciting. That's a tough sell.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Moving to a new home sounds simple, but sometimes
we can't move it until when?
Life gets in the way. Whether you're downsizing or staging your house to sell, Sentinel Storage has affordable solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Moving to a new home sounds simple, but sometimes
we can't move it until when?
Life gets in the way. Whether you're downsizing or staging your house to sell, Sentinel Storage has affordable solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Clue number 3, Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. First correct answer gets a $25 gift card to Hudson's. You must text your guesses to the River Cree Resort Casino inbox. The number is 780-218-9999. Maximum 3 guesses per person. And the third clue is Utah. So the clues are Center, Bruins, Utah. Those are the clues. Will somebody win? Well, somebody will win. I don't know if they'll win immediately. Somebody's going to win. Will we need another clue? It might. Maybe it's going to go now.
It might go.
Maybe it's going to go. Oilers Ducks tonight. Again, 8:20 for the puck drop. Oilers expected to go with the same lineup that won Game 5. So that was Trent Frederick remains on the sidelines, and Ken Connor Ingram have another big game in net. To discuss that and more, always pleased to be joined by a guy who played goaltender for your Edmonton Oilers. He's on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. It is Ben Scrivens checking in. Ben, it's Reid and Jay. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Enjoying this weather we got. Summer's finally here. I'm going to jinx it and say that no more snow for the rest of the way. At least until May long.
Yeah, until May long. That's right. Well, I hopefully you're right, at least in the short term. Ben, I always love talking to you. I remember we did an interview in Fort Hall, I think before Game 7 in 2024. You came on. We've had other occasions to talk for sure. But I want to dive in with the goaltending here. And Before I get into like the series in specific, just you've seen Connor Ingram for over half a season now as an Oiler. How would you describe Connor Ingram's style of goaltending?
Yeah, like he's technically he's good, right? Like he can skate, he can move, he's got good like sound positioning. It's like his dance is all there. I mean, the truth of it is, like, you get to the NHL, you've got all of your basics covered, right? There's, you can have preferences about how some guy looks, or are his feet too wide, his feet too narrow, but at the end of the day, they're all fairly adept at stopping pucks, right? Like, you don't get to this level without having that foundation and that base. So, like, anything that you're discussing about Connor or Jari or Pickard or any of the previous goaltenders, we are splitting hairs a little bit. He moves well. He does have a bit of an unorthodox panic button, we'll say, but not dissimilar to like Tim Thomas was obviously a breed apart, but he does have a bit of that kind of compact body style as far as how he sets up when shots are coming, which influences the way that he does hit that panic button, as I like to say. But you know what? Like, there's not a whole lot that I would want to change about him. I mean, he's confident the way he's done it. He has battled his way up through the minors, so he knows his game well. Had a great run there with Utah, and then had his personal challenges, and I think that's only made him tougher as a competitor and as a goaltender mentally, and probably has helped him refine his technical skill set as well. So, I think he certainly has the ability to string a few good ones together, which is what the Oilers need at this point.
Yeah, I like how you describe that. The one thing that we say about him, well, I do anyway, like there doesn't seem to be a lot of holes. Like he doesn't, they don't, nothing kind of squeaks through him. You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of those going in.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And that's kind of what if you were to put on paper what your ideal goaltender looks like is, right, you make all the ones you're supposed to and a couple of the ones you're not supposed to. If you're only making 10 billers, but you're giving up a couple soft ones each game, the team doesn't really know what they're getting behind them, versus a guy who is just, uber consistent, but he's probably not getting all of the back doors that you leave open. But as a team, you can work with that, because now you just cover the back doors, limit your 2-on-1s, limit your 3-on-2s and odd man rushes, block shots on the power play. And, that's a pretty good recipe for success, at least in a statistical sense. You're giving yourself a chance night in and night out.
From the other side, DeStahl got pulled last game, whatever it is. I think it was 3 goals on 9 shots, so not very good. I mean, he only made it through about halfway through the first period. When a goaltender leaves a game that early, is it easy to put that for him to put that behind him, and just say, okay, like that just stunk, we stunk, I can forget about it? Or would there be, if you were a Ducks fan, would you be a little concerned, like, okay, they're coming back with Lucas, I wonder if he's rattled after that last one?
No, and I think you probably need to zoom out a little bit here and look at some of the coaching decisions around goaltenders in this series. And I'm going to answer a question that you didn't ask, which is the decision to play Jari in Game 4. And I like the decision, right? Because you either go down, was it Game 4 or Game 5? Whatever.
He played Game 4, yeah.
Yeah, so you either go down 3-1, which it was kind of the risk, right? I think they weren't super pumped about Ingram's last 2 games. And so you throw Jari in, which is a similar tactic that they did with Pickard last year and the year before when Skinner had some rough spots in the playoffs, right? Is you put him in early, not in the do or die. You give Ingram a game to rest. You give him 3 days in between starts, and you come back with a fresh goalie, right? And even if the pressure's on, he was going to be your go-to guy in the do or die games anyway. So then you come to where everything panned out in Game 5, right? Which is, obviously the Oilers score a bunch early, and Quenneville's been around the block. Honestly, I thought that was it's not that they were giving up on it, but we've got our work cut out for us as a team, and we're either going to do it as a team, and if you do it as a team, you're not relying on your goalie to steal the second and third periods, right? Especially if you had a tough start. So my opinion of it was that Quenneville was just giving him the yank. Let's give you as much rest as you can. He basically had a night off, right? All things considered, for his workload. Get him settled back down. I'm sure goalie coaches and I'm sure the coaching staff had a conversation with him, which was, hey, put it behind you. We just want you to be ready for the next game. We got all the confidence on our team and in our staff. So I think it was more of a coaching decision to almost mimic what the Oilers did the game before, which is let's get our freshest number one in the pipes for a really pivotal next game.
Ben Scrivens joining us here on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. One of the discussion points around Connor Ingram is that he gives up lively rebounds. But it's also been discussed. Jamie McClendon was on our morning show earlier this week and said, well, yeah, that's the style of pad that he wears. It's firmer, it kicks it out. What do you make, what makes you choose whether you want a firmer pad or a softer pad? Is it based off your style?
It's based off of your comfort level. It's based off of your I don't want to say your personality, but oftentimes what you start in, you finish in, right? There are guys for sure who switch pad makers throughout, but you really don't see a ton of it of one pad to another pad to another pad. That's probably a sign of a guy who's not super confident in his game and looking for, we'll use the adage of the golfer, if I just once I get that new driver, I'm gonna figure out this place, right? So you tend to see guys who are fairly loyal to their brand, but even if they're going from brand to brand, oftentimes they're going to have hey, can you make this pad just with your branding on it? And so a lot of it is just what you grew up with. I was a Vaughn guy forever. I liked a stiffer upper pad, right? I took the top break out of my pad the longer into my career I played. But I also liked the flexible boot because I felt that in a narrow butterfly, I could keep rebounds in front of me rather than kicking into, those 45-degree rebounds out into the slot, which tend to be quite dangerous when you're looking at it. So, I don't have a great answer for you other than a good parallel would be why do guys choose certain curves? Right? It's well, they've kind of been using it for forever. It's what you're comfortable with. It's where your confidence lies. And so to go from a Crosby style fairly flat to an Ovi toe hook, you're probably looking to fix your slice in the wrong place.
All right. Just one more for you, Ben. Always love talking to you. I know you're a busy guy. In general, we're seeing save percentages drop in the NHL, kind of year by year over the last few years. More skilled players, I think coaches who maybe are going for it, certainly even 3-on-3 overtime. You could have 27 saves on 30 stops and then face a breakaway in regular season overtime and get scored on, and then all of a sudden you're below 900. So what do you think now is the biggest... do goalies have to adapt now to the offense and, shooters being able to make these sharp angle shots, and there's all this reverse VH, good or bad discussion. What's the next step for the goalies maybe can they boost the save percentages back up again?
Yeah, you know what? There's a holistic answer and there's a myopic answer, right? So the holistic answer is that when I played, and this is not a knock on the teammates that I had, everybody had their roles, but you tended to have a fourth line that didn't log a lot of minutes. They were very specific in their role. and then that wasn't necessarily generating offense, right? And so where you have seen the game go is you have fewer fighters. You certainly have no like true heavyweights as far as guys who are only there to fight and can't play, right? If you look at a guy like Reeves, like he's a heavy, but he's still chipping in offense throughout the year, and is a good locker room guy. But you just have everybody as a threat on the ice now, right? And that means that you have an extra, not only do you have an extra line out there who can generate offense, but your superstars, your top line, your top power play, even your second line, they're not required to play the same number of minutes, at least the same number of consecutive minutes. So they're a little bit fresher every time they go out, because you're sharing that ice time, sharing the workload a little more evenly. So that's like the holistic answer. You've also had, a real development in how players train. Every team has a skills coach now. During the summer, these guys are working. They're not just doing Canada Cup flow drills all summer, getting their legs together and then showing up to practice or showing up to training camp and seeing who can toe drag. I mean, they're developing these individual in tight battle level skills throughout the summer in the same way that goalies used to be doing this, kind of the 90s, I would say it really started to develop, but into the 2000s where everybody had a goalie coach. You're out there half hour before practice to do your goalie session. You're working on very specific in-game situations, setting up the drill for, this is what we see on the power play from this guy. And you're breaking it down into a very repeatable pattern that you can practice that you're going to see in that game later that week, or throughout a playoff series. And players have basically done that as well. They are starting to they took a page out of the goaltender's development book and started to make their own skills coaches, focusing on very specific, in-tight, repeatable actions that are, paying dividends undoubtedly. The RVH stuff, I am going to date myself because I every time I complain about it, I know I'm an old man shaking my fist at the clouds, because when I was training when I was younger, it was all the old guard was like, I can't believe these guys are dropping on their knees every single shot. And you're like, well, yeah, but they're just talking about the butterfly. But now, I mean, I'm of the opinion that the RVH is overused. I always view it as a safe selection, right? You should wait until the player is committed to what they're doing before you drop into it. If the puck is moving away from the net, you should be getting back to your feet, not just sitting in your on knee position. But also, I'm not in the game. I don't know exactly what it looks like on the ice. So again, maybe this is me saying these darn kids, their music's just noise. The time has passed me by.
Well, I complain about the 20-year-olds here at the office all the time, so that's okay. Ben, always love your perspective. Great analysis. Before we let you go, I know you're out there working hard in the community. Remind everybody what you're up to these days.
Yeah, you know what? I'm working for the NHL Alumni Association, just trying to help our retired community here. Also working. Oh, you can hear my kids in the background smashing baseball bats around. Also working with the Edmonton Oilers Alumni Association. We've got a great event, Hockey Elves Are Homeless, this weekend or tonight and tomorrow down at Terwilliger. So, yeah, still trying to stay engaged with the community as much as I can. And, it's great being out there with Oilers Nation. And we'll be watching the game tonight in a packed restaurant. I'm sure the place will be rocking.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow because we're doing our full day of shows from Terwilliger. So that's going to be awesome. Thanks so much for taking time to come on the show, Ben. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Reid. Appreciate it as always.
Ben Scrivens on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Very few people could work in to an interview genuinely, but back it up with a great explanation. I'm going to give you a holistic answer and a myopic answer.
Yes.
But he gave good answers. I mean, I loved how Ben talked about
both were appropriate.
Ingram, changes in goaltending. But he used that. I think Marty Baron used that in a previous interview, like save selection. Well, this is what I do as a goalie. I guess if they beat me, I can't do anything about it. Like, you got to pick how you're going to stop it sometimes, right?
Oh,
Ben was really good.
Fantastic. Yeah, maybe we'll catch up with him again tomorrow.
Yeah,
Make it back to back with Ben.
Imagine if we did. That'd be incredible. Yeah, we don't know who we're going to have on tomorrow, but we'll have some former NHLers at some point tomorrow. So all day tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we're at Booster Juice. What is it called again? The Booster
Juice Recreation Center in Terwilliger.
Terwilliger. That's where we're going for the show.
Now, Reid, before we get out on the break, we only have half an hour left on this charity auction that we are doing in support of Hockey Helps the Homeless at the Booster Juice Recreation Center. It's through our friends at the Canadian Brew House, and Tom Gazzola, our very own Tom Gazzola, is playing on Team Brew House tomorrow.
Wait a minute. I'm going to get to see Tom Gazzola play hockey?
We might.
My life just keeps getting better.
So, Hockey Helps the Homeless. The money stays right here in Edmonton. It supports the Mustard Seed Kids Cottage as well as Jasper Place Wellness Center. So what the Brew House is giving away, well, in this instance, it's the Ice House downtown. A dinner for 6 with Tom Gazzola, Pat Ketty from the Brew House, and an NHL alum. It's a watch party at the Ice House downtown. You're going to watch the Oilers game from the Ice House. Dinner, drinks, everything's taken care of for 6 people plus Tom, Pat, and the NHL alum, TBD. This is a great night. And like I've said before, Pat Ketty will spoil you, okay? You can rest assured that you will be spoiled. The bid right now is from Dave in Section T. He's got it at $500, okay?
Okay.
Now, we've only got 28 minutes before we have to close this down because whoever wins has to do this and get the money in to Hockey Helps the Homeless tonight before 6 so it can be tallied up for their big event tonight on the south side.
Okay. So you got to text in your bid by
text 780-218-9999. The current bid is at $500. I mean, this is going to be worth well over that. The stories you're going to hear from Pat and Ben and Tommy and whichever Oilers alum are going to be worth it. And you get to watch a game at a cool place.
And you're texting the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino turning 20 this year, so they're going to celebrate until October 26th. Over $1 million in prizes, 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, 9 brand new cars, 56 winners of $1,000 in cash, all going on until October 26th, rivercreeresort.com. We are with you until 5:30. Pardon me. We are with you until 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
Extended show at 6:30. We have Tom Gazzola, Oilstream GCL Diesel pregame show from Hudson's on White. Start time for the game, official puck drop, 20 after 8 Mountain. So you got time to do all the chores before the game starts. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
2 guys and a goalie. 2 guys and a goalie.
Stan Bowman should re-sign Connor Ingram for sure this summer, hired or fired.
Looking at the market, and unless there's...
Not a sexy market.
You're looking for a trade for something. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want Connor Ingram. In my mind, Connor Ingram could go out on the market and easily look at a $5-6 million.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
God, I wish I could meet somebody like you online. She's got me in the friend zone.
Don't miss Morgan Jay's musical comedy May 23rd. 9 p.m. show is sold out. Second 6 p.m. show added. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
Two games tonight in the NHL. It's the Oilers with their backs up against the wall once again, down 3-2 to the Ducks. Puck drop in Orange County at 8 o'clock. Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson both missing morning skate. McDavid expected to go tonight, while Dickinson is a game-time decision. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson. They tee things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tommy on location. Hudson's White Ave for both pre- and post-game coverage. Tune in starting at 6:30 only on EST. The other game on tap, Wild with their first chance to knock off the Stars. Game 6, Jeff Petrie stepping in for Minnesota with the injured Jonas Brodin day-to-day with a lower body injury. They square off at 5:30. NBA action. 3 game 6s on tap momentarily. The Knicks and Hawks will go at it out in Atlanta. New York looking to close the series, and it's the Celtics 76ers tipping off at 6 o'clock. Boston with the lead in that series. The nightcap sees Minnesota play host to Denver with the Timberwolves looking to close things out. We also see the Jays in action in Minnesota against the Twins. First pitch just after 5:30. Kevin Gausman on the bump for TO. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 3, the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Yeah, they're good. They're really good, like offensive. They got really good young players. Easier to play maybe in a series early on. Play free when there's not as much pressure. Obviously now pressure on both sides. Pressure for them to close it out. Pressure for us to keep our season alive. So I think every play gets magnified, and just go out there and play the right way. And I think we're confident in our group.
A little bit there from Zach Hyman. He scored a big goal for the Oilers a couple of days ago. Oilers in Anaheim tonight for Game 6 against the Ducks. The puck will drop at 8:20 Mountain Time as the Oilers try to force Game 7, which would be back in Edmonton on Saturday night. What time is it? 5:30 here for Dallas and Mini Coop. I should start listening to the sports updates.
That's bottom of the hour, right, Reid?
Bottom of the hour, baby.
Yeah, top of the hour is zeros.
Yes. Did you just learn that?
No, I knew that. I kind of forgot.
Did you find me old-fashioned for using that terminology?
No, I learned that being at Nate, and I always thought it was interesting that, I thought the bottom of the hour would be 59, and then you roll over, but at the same time, it's the top because it's a new hour. I had to think about it. I couldn't.
Yeah, it was based off an analog clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, of where the minute hand would be
bottom
at 30
top.
and at 0. Yeah.
Indeed.
Is that where bottom and top come for baseball innings as well?
I don't think that's based on the clock, Jay. I think that's who bats first and who bats second.
No, it's got to be. Why can it only be for this?
No, I guess it could be for anything, Jay. You're right. Anything could be for anything.
We got to get to the bottom of it.
Really, yeah, that probably comes from a clock as well, Jay. Yeah. The bottom of the inning.
Josh from Birch and Bear Pizza.
Oh, there's one in my neighborhood.
Come in and bid $550 for the dinner with Pat and Tommy and an NHL alum, Oilers alum, at the Canadian Ice House downtown. So the current bid is $550. There's 20 minutes left. So thank you, Josh of Birch and Bear. He also adds best Ben Scrivens memory. Ran into Ben at Costco yesterday. Great alumni.
Recent memory.
Very.
Really good.
Deaky Sparks says, does Tom wear as short of hockey pant as he does shorts?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's why they say he plays balls out.
He also added a limerick, did Deaky Sparks.
Oh.
Can the Oilers beat the Ducks? With flags all over my truck? We want to see them win and do it all again. Or have the mighty Oil finally run out of luck?
Yeah, well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, what, in 3 hours and 9 minutes?
That's the start of the game.
That's the top of the game.
That's when we'll get our first information. Yes, thank you, Jay. That is the top of the game, indeed.
You're getting sassier as the show goes along, you know.
Well, I just
I like it. I'm here for it.
Interesting.
I'm here for all the sass, Reid.
The bottom and top of the inning come from bottom and top of the hour. I think they have different origins. Personally.
I don't.
All right.
Prove me wrong.
Well, we'll look at a baseball box score later, which I know you know how to read.
No. But it does. It makes sense. It works. You can't tell me it doesn't work.
Maybe in old timey baseball, the visiting team started batting at 3:00, and then the home team started batting at 3:30, etc. Maybe that's how they.
Yeah, no, we're gonna call it the top of the order.
we never saw a baseball game in the 1920s. How do we know?
In the bottom of the third.
All right. If you're taking us in on YouTube this afternoon, thank you for doing so. Subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. And if you have not already clicked the thumbs up button, then do it now. Give us a like.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We need 32 thumbs to get to 100. And all right, what has you giggling there?
We've got a confession that came in.
Uh-oh.
From Chet Palmer's brother-in-law.
Oh, my goodness.
Confession, and I quote, I 6 beer into the pregame after the massage.
I thought he was going to the massage parlor for the game. He went early. Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Well, hopefully he's relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's quite the pregame ritual for Chet Palmer's brother-in-law. Good for him. So give us the thumbs up on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, let's get to at least 155, the playoff threshold, to build that intensity for the Oilers in Anaheim. I believe we have a winner, Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Good stuff. Who won?
William Mikespear, Poet Laureate.
Okay. So the first clue was center. That is indeed this person's position when they played. The second clue was Bruins. This person was a UCLA Bruin from 1980 to 1982. The third clue was Utah. This guy played for the a Utah team from 1982 to 1994. So it was guessed at this point. Pretty good. Well done. The next clue was 53, which was his jersey number. And then the fifth clue specifies which Utah team he was on, if you didn't already figure it out by now, which was the Jazz. Jazz was the fifth clue. Fortunately, this gentleman passed away a few years ago, but big guy, 7'4", former NBA center, one of the best defensive players, one of the best shot blockers in the history of the NBA, Mark Eaton.
Very well. So bonus points or good tap on the back also go to Dr. John and Brandon, who were right after William Mikespear. So well done.
Hopefully more Hudson's Canada's Pubs mystery athletes of the game next week. Oilers got to have a game day for us to do it.
So Nick sent in his interpretation of the top of an inning.
Okay.
He says the top and the bottom of the innings are based on the home and away teams.
Yes, thank you.
And the home team is always on the bottom line of the scoreboard. Hence, the top half and the bottom half of the inning.
Yes, thank you. Hopefully he's joking around.
That's his interpretation, Reid.
Obvious.
I mean,
that's only his interpretation, Jay.
Yes.
Good point. Yeah, very good point.
Can also do with the
interpret the box score however you want, everybody.
That's right.
Read the seventh inning first. That's fine.
To each their own, bruh. I think it could have to do with clocks. That's going to be my theory now.
The clock has to do with everything.
Everything.
Anything to do with top or bottom.
The all-seeing
everything,
clock.
Jay?
Oh! Reid.
We are buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. All right, Oilers and Ducks tonight, also Dallas and Minnesota. I will start with a buying or selling in our other favorite series, though. Habs going to advance tomorrow?
Ooh. Friday night, Bell Center in Montreal? No.
You say Tampa's forcing a game 7?
This game's destined for 7.
Well, you picked the Lightning in 6 or 7?
7.
Yeah, I picked the Canadiens in 7.
Look, they could, Reid. They could. But the way this series is gone, I mean, if you feel you have a hunch or you're like, oh, yeah, they're going to, you'd be guessing.
I know.
You know, and that's what, I mean, it's been a fantastic series. Fantastic. So I would expect it to go the distance. You?
You know, I love how Montreal plays, and they're getting, they're doing it without like massive contributions from some of their better players. I know Slavkovsky had a hat trick earlier. And then, like, the playoffs are so weird, right? Did you see the goal that Vasilevsky went off his glove?
His glove.
He was probably going wide, and he missed catching it, and it flips in. Like, those are just killers.
Yep.
Now, I think the Canadiens might finish it tomorrow, and they don't forget, they were my pre-playoff Stanley Cup pick.
They were.
Which usually is the kiss of death, but so far, so good.
Well, it has been in recent times.
In ancient times, I was much better. In 40 AD, I picked the Stanley Cup winner.
Buying or selling?
I had the Egyptian pyramids. That was the name of the team.
Will the Oilers win tonight if they play the same way they did in Game 5?
Oh, I don't know, Jay. Yes, if they have a 3-0 lead halfway through the first period, they will win. I think I'm going to hesitate going out and making a definitive sort of statement like I did about the last game. I actually think this will be a low-scoring game. I think this one's going to be tight. I do think that favors the Oilers. I think it's going to be the space is going to be a little harder to come by. And I think that's going to favor the Oilers. I think this game will most look like a playoff game.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, the first 2 or 3 games looked a little like the preseason. Not like.
No, that's a good point. And you saw some of that blood begin to boil last game.
Right.
From both sides. But yes, it resembled more of a playoff-like atmosphere. I think it's going to be noisy there if the Oilers can come out early. I have no reason to believe that either of these teams can play a low-event game.
Right. I understand that.
Given the way that this series has gone. But I think, aside from coming out 3-0, I think if the Oilers can play and dictate the pace of play early, that's going to go a long way for them. Anaheim's going to make their push. Just like if Anaheim's up, you know the Oilers are going to make a push. Or at least you'd expect that.
Is Anaheim actually going to score first tonight? How does that change everything?
I doubt it. They haven't scored first in 5 games. Wonder what that is over at Play Alberta.
Oh, Anaheim scoring first. Of course, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. You can skip the flight to Vegas because jackpots are just a tap away. Experience all the thrills of the casino right from your phone with Play Alberta. Download the app today or go to playalberta.ca and look for Jay's Play of the Day and a bunch of other EST specials. So you're checking the Ducks to get a 1-0 lead?
Well, I haven't found it yet, but to score in the first 10 minutes, no is plus 142.
This is for Anaheim?
Either teams.
Okay, just a goal. So, has it been scoreless after 10 minutes in this series? I don't know if it has. You can quickly check. I don't have my notebook here. I would have all the summaries. Last game, definitely not. Game 4.
Oilers are plus 107 to score first.
Okay, actually, no, in game 1, the Oilers didn't score till late in the first period. Right?
First period, first team to score, Oilers plus 107.
Okay.
Anaheim plus 124. I'm surprised that number is not closer to even money or even negative. So it's plus 107.
The opening goal in game 1 was at 17:21, Dickinson. The opening goal in game 2 was at 8:58, Draisaitl. The opening goal in game 3 was at 13:12, Podkolzin, so that was after 10 minutes. The opening goal in game 4 was Kapanen at 38 seconds. And the opening goal in game 5 was at 2:22 by Podkolzin. So the first period has never been scoreless. And in 3 of the first 5 games, the opening goal has been in the first 10 minutes. What does that mean tonight? Well, we don't know. Probably nothing. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort Casino inbox. Send us your text there. Let's update the auction here because it's inside of 10 minutes now, right?
Yes. So currently, where'd it go? Who was that, Reid? Oh, Josh from Birch and Bear. Sorry, here it is. Josh from Birch and Bear Pizza has the bid at $5.50. This is for a dinner for 6 alongside Tom Gazzola, Pat Ketty from the Brew House, and Oilers alum at the Canadian Ice House downtown. It's all in support of Hockey Helps the Homeless, which we will be at on location tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The auction closes in 8 minutes. So if you want to get in on this, $5.50 is the bid. If you want to outbid Josh from Birch and Bear Pizza, it's got to be about $5.50. You got 8 minutes.
Okay.
Closes at 5:30.
780-218-9999. Text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We're with you until 6:30. That is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola. Jed Roberts is going to join us. Of course, Jed loves talking Oilers. He always has a unique perspective on this series. I'm sure he will touch on the CFL playoff format changes as well. Post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. We need 20 thumbs, 20 likes on YouTube to get to 155, which is great playoff energy. Here's a sports update with our good friend and colleague, Zachary Kubish.
From Orange County, Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson both missed morning skate. McDavid expected to be good to go tonight. Dickinson, a game-time decision. It's Connor Ingram in between the pipes as the Oilers look to force a Game 7 Saturday night back in Edmonton. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson set things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Swing by Hudson's White Ave. Tommy on location for both pre- and post-game coverage. They go live at 6:30 only on EST. One other game on tap, the Wild, their first chance to knock off the Stars. Game 6, Jeff Petrie stepping in for the injured Jonas Brodin, who's day-to-day with a lower body injury. They hit the ice at 5:30. Over to basketball. 3 games tonight. 1 game live midway through the first. Knicks up 15-11 on the Hawks. New York with a 3-2 series lead. Celtics also leading the 76ers. Game 6 tip-off at 6 and at 7:30. Timberwolves Nuggets hit the court in Minnesota. with the Nuggets looking to tie the series at 3-aside. For the Jays, they're in action against the Twins, opening a 3-game series. Warming up right now against the Twins out in Minnesota. It's Kevin Gausman to the mound, 1 game live. Delayed game. Giants. Phillies pausing play due to rain delay. 4-2 Phillies leading in that one. The Reid Wilkins Show returns here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Following the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
One shopper. Finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket. A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
The oil stream.
Does the Dostal thing linger? Are they in his head now?
Well, he hasn't been good the entire series.
Also a good point.
Yeah.
He also has the stats of now the worst goaltender in the National Hockey League playoffs so far. Yeah. There's no way they don't go back to him, though. Husso made a couple of nice saves, but Dostal's their guy. And as Noodle said this morning, Husso's basically the number 3 guy.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse is not a quiet place to watch the game. We're a goal horn blaring, tankard raising, stranger hugging, lose your voice kind of a place. No inside voices, no empty seats, no bad angles. Just playoff hockey, the way it's supposed to feel. With your friends, the ones you brought and the ones you just met. If you want quiet, stay home. If you want to feel it, book your spot now in the loudest room in the city. This is our house, the Canadian Brewhouse.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. What song is this?
My Beautiful Goodbye.
Oh, did we really want to be playing this? This could be Goodbye Oilers tonight.
No, these winds of change are now blowing in my direction.
Oh, okay.
I know the lyrics.
You're saying goodbye to pain.
Yeah, goodbye to misery.
Goodbye to trailing in a series.
Goodbye to sucking.
Did you write the lyrics for that? If you're new to the show, Jason Milne was in a band, 25 years ago?
Oh.
Nigh on a quarter century ago.
Nigh on a quarter century ago.
'Twas nigh on a quarter century ago. I attended a concert at Dinwiddie's Lounge, the University of Alberta.
We never got to play the Dinwiddie.
Oh, no. Where'd you play again?
We played at Iron Horse.
Oh, yeah.
We played at, we did a pretty big show at Grant McEwen, the Kamanawalea Luau.
What venue was it in? Like the gym?
No, in the cafeteria.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we did the Sidetrack Cafe.
Oh, right.
Right? We did, oh man, there's some places, we did quite a few places, they're just not there anymore. There was the one on the Piano Bar on Calgary Trail South. Used to be an Outback Steakhouse there.
Was that the Red Piano, or was that in the
But
mall?
it was before.
Oh, before
it
that?
was a piano bar.
Oh, okay. It was
used to
called
be
something else. Nolan from St. Albert says, Jay, did you just sing? Well, he's belittling singing. Or did you play an instrument and sing? I know you're not belittling singing, Nolan. I'm joking around.
No, I just sang.
And did you write the lyrics?
I did not. That was our bass player.
He was sort of the creative force of the band?
Oh, yeah. That guy could talk to a wall.
Do you have any songs about walls?
That song might be, yeah.
Maybe a ballad.
I just got the words
As
to
I
sing,
touch
baby.
your flat surface. Oh, my goodness. We do have a good time on this show. Final minute of the auction?
Yes. Well, no.
Is it done?
Let's see. Oh, my gosh. 5:26. Okay, here's what I think we should do. Because we were a little tardy announcing it.
Yapping, yeah.
Derek, Reid, first-time texter to
No
Edmonton
way.
Sports Talk, has come in at $650.
No way.
Right
on the wire?
At 5:26.
Okay.
So I think we just have to call it.
We got to call it.
We got to call it because I got to get in touch with Derek and I got to get his email, get his link. So Derek, I'll be texting you. Wow, that really set the bar. So congrats, Derek. You are going to be going to the Canadian Ice House downtown.
This is next season.
Next season,
date
yeah.
TBD, but you got something to look forward to.
Wow.
Well, hopefully, I'm not saying that's the only thing in your life you'd have to look forward to.
Here I am.
On top of everything else.
Waiting for next year. No, that's awesome, Derek, because as you know and everybody knows, this is going directly to Hockey Helps the Homeless. All of the funds raised for the tournament tomorrow at the Booster Juice Recreation Center in Terwilliger are staying here in Edmonton, going towards the Mustard Seed, Kids Cottage, and Jasper Place Wellness Center. If you're on the south side tomorrow, Derek, come say hi, because I'd love to shake your hand. We appreciate your support.
780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their mobile app. It's free to download. You can get exclusive offers and promotions. You can get show tickets, make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It is safe, secure, easy to use. And you can also check out their website, rivercreeresort.com. All right. Keep giving us the likes, the thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk. If you haven't already, we need 15 thumbs to get to 155, which would be a great threshold here going into a huge game tonight for your Edmonton Oilers. I can also tell you, portions of this hour presented by Lamley's, built for the job, made with quality craftsmanship and designed for job protection with cowboy-worthy durability. Lamley's workwear combines safety with all-day comfort, featuring brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed to withstand tough conditions and deliver performance across every job site. Visit lamleys.com/work to see how Lamleys can make your workday better.
LAMMLES.
Oh. Update.
Yes.
I'm just getting in touch with Derek. I get a text.
Yeah.
From one of our colleagues.
Uh-oh.
Joaquin Gage.
Good guy.
Says he will, in fact, be the Oilers alum.
Is this confirmed?
He just did. He sent me it.
Okay.
So he's in, Derek.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Joaquin Gage.
Breaking news.
I would pay $650 to go out for dinner with Joaquin
Yeah,
Gage.
I agree.
That is one of the most interesting men in the world.
I'd pay $650 to have Gager cook mid-dinner and then eat it with me.
Yes, this is true. That is a good point. Wow. What a bonus reveal. Holy smokes.
That's pretty groundbreaking stuff.
That is.
McDavid did not take the morning skate. He's going to play. Dickinson did not take a morning skate. He's a game-time decision. I would expect him to play, but of course he'll probably be a game-time decision as long as the Oilers continue in the postseason. So the Game 6s in the McDavid-Draisaitl era, they had 2 in 2017. They won both of them. They had 1 in 2022. They won it. They had 2 of them in 2023. They won 1 and lost 1. In 2024, they had 3 Game 6s. They won all 3 of them. They beat Vancouver. They beat Dallas. They beat Florida, but they, of course, lost the series against Florida. Last year, they had 2 Game 6s. They won 1 and lost 1. So in the McDavid-Draisaitl era, the Oilers are 8-2 in Game 6. Now, there's really no trend as to whether they're facing elimination or can win the series or can force a Game 7 because there's kind of been a mixture of everything, but that's a pretty good record. I think you can say that's a trend. Doesn't mean it will continue tonight, but as we know, they've been good. They've generally been better the longer the series has gone. Certainly from games 4 through 7, even though they lost game 4 in this series. Ingram versus Dostal is the goaltending matchup tonight. We expect McDavid with Draisaitl and Kapanen, Nugent-Hopkins with Podkolzin and Hyman, Dickinson with Savoy and Roslovic, Szymanski with Doc and Lassar, Ekholm and Bouchard, Nurse with Murphy, Wallman, and Emerson. Those you saw. I mean, the pairings always change, but they were really cycling through it last game. I'd say Bouchard's best game of the series. I thought Wallman had a good game. I thought he maybe had some struggles earlier in the series. I thought he was pretty good. I mean, Emerson's been quietly effective doing his job. Doesn't play a lot, but he does his thing out there. And, I mean, this is the crazy thing. Which of these is the number one line tonight? McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kapanen, or Nuge, Podkolzin, and Hyman?
Well, McDavid.
Yeah, of course.
But Reid, when you're asking that question and there is an argument for the opposite of McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kapanen, once again, that's a good problem to have. Is this a game where you could see like McDavid go McDavid? I mean,
I can see that almost any night with him.
I know, but it hasn't been there.
He looked a little more comfortable in game 5.
He did. He had more of a sustained effort throughout the game.
Right.
I mean, that's when you need your big players to shine the most, right? Is in the big moments.
Right.
This just sounds and reeks of a McDavid. Aha! Don't forget about me.
Well, he hasn't had a dominant game in this series.
No.
So if he goes off, but he didn't look like he was as bothered by what we assume is an ankle injury last game. Doesn't mean he wasn't bothered by it, but he just, which is counterintuitive because I think a lot of us were thinking as long as the Oilers play this spring, he's going to be bothered by it. He won't feel good until the fall.
Right.
That's kind of what we was thinking, but he looked like he felt pretty good last game. So we'll see. I mean, maybe staying off it as much as possible, missing the morning skates is going to help. What is that?
That's our friend.
Well, that's Jet Joe.
Jed Roberts.
The audience can't hear that. Sorry about that, everybody. That's my fault, Coop. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Arena energy, but no tickets required at the Canadian Brewhouse. Catch all the hockey playoff action live at the Canadian Brewhouse this playoff season. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house is your house. So this is the final day for the April wing flavor of the month, spicy sriracha maple bacon. These are excellent wings. I'm going to miss them. But starting tomorrow, it's the May wing flavor of the month, roasted jalapeno poblano. Spicy, bold, and bursting with roasted pepper flavor. Starting tomorrow. Those sound great. Hopefully, I'm getting some of those before Game 7 on Saturday when I go to the ice house.
That'd be great.
To be on with Tom. That'd be outstanding.
Well, yeah, this would be the best of both worlds because you could have the new flavor right away. The poblano.
Yeah.
You're not really a spicy guy.
I like spice if it comes with flavor. I don't like heat just for the sake of heat.
Right.
You know, if I don't like heat if it ruins the next 2 hours of your evening because you're still recovering from it.
Well, it said spicy jalapeno poblano.
But the spicy sriracha was so good because you get a little bit of heat, but it has flavor, and it just kind of subsides. It's just nice. So that's why I like that. Can we get? I got to get you your cable. Or do you
I got the cable.
Yeah, we got to put
Min
and Dal on.
Oh, Mindal's coming on.
Mindal's coming on. Oilers game again. Puck drop is at 8:20 tonight. We're with you until 6:30, and then it's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola. He's at Hudson's on White, so you can go say hi to him, watch the game with him. He's there for pre and post. I'll be on for pre and post with Belsey as well. They got some other guests coming up on the pregame show, and when I'm on after the game, it'll be Reid's Read, presented by Ewell. Okay, quick timeout here, and then we're going to welcome Jed Roberts back to the show.
Down in Anaheim, the Oilers Ducks hit the ice. Game 6, Edmonton trailing 3-2 in this series. Looking to force a Game 7 tonight. Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson both missing morning skate. McDavid expected to go tonight. Dickinson a game time decision. Connor Ingram gets a call in between the pipes. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson. They tee things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tommy live from Hudson's White Ave for both pre and post game coverage. They hit the airwaves at 6:30 only on EST. The other game in the NHL, Game 6, Stars Wild out in Minnesota. Wild with their first opportunity to knock off the Stars. Jeff Petrie into the lineup in place of the injured Jonas Brodin, who's day-to-day with a lower body injury. They get going momentarily. Over to basketball 3. Game 6 is end of the first. It's a 40-15 lead for the Knicks against the Hawks. New York looking to close things out in 6. The Celtics 76ers hit the deck at 6. Boston with a 3-2 lead in the series. The nightcap at 7:30. Nuggets at Timberwolves. Minnesota with the series lead entering Game 6. Jays in action against the Twins. First of 3 total games. Top of the first, runless so far. Springer up to bat for Toronto. And top of the 6th, Giants down 4-2 against the Phillies for the only other live game in baseball. Jed Roberts, doubly alum, up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Carter Kettle. Carter, just talk about Tuesday night being drafted here with the Edmonton Elks. Just how cool of an experience, and what did it mean for you and your family?
It was a very special moment for sure. You know, I got to be with my family for the draft. I'm originally from Grand Prairie, so I got to go up there with my friends and family. It was something that I thought I'd only ever dream of. A lot of hugs and a few tears shed as well.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
God, I wish I could meet somebody like you online. She's got me in the friend zone.
Don't miss Morgan Jay's musical comedy May 23rd. 9 p.m. show is sold out. Second 6 p.m. show added. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Oh my goodness, Oilers at Ducks tonight, Game 6 of their first round series. Oilers must win to stay alive, and that would force Game 7 at Rogers Place on Saturday. Dallas is in Minnesota. Dallas has to win to force Game 7 in that series, so we'll keep an eye on that one because it's starting right away, so we'll have live up there. Does it already start, Coop? Well,
I think it's about to start.
Jay's hooking up his computer so we can watch it. A lot of people interested in tonight's game, including our next guest, who's a regular on the show. He joined us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. It is Double E alum Jed Roberts checking in. Jed, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
We're doing very well. It's nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on the show. How you feeling, man? I mean, we always enjoy your perspective because you played pro sports. You played in big games. Sometimes you notice or say things that are different from the rest of us. How are you feeling going into the 6th game for the Oilers?
You know, it's funny that you mention that because my daughter's up here from Colorado, and she went to she got tickets to the last game when they were here at home. And when she was walking out the door, she said, "How do you think the Oilers will do?" And I said, "I actually think the Oilers will win tonight. I think they'll, because they've got the leadership, right? And they've got their backs against the wall. And they tend to do that when they feel like they've got no other option. That's when they start to be like, you know what, it's time to stop messing around. We got to play the way we got to play to win this game." And you really saw that, particularly in the first period where they only allowed 4 shots. It was incredible. It was like the switch flipped. And, they were just, everything was working. And then as the game kind of went on, they just sort of kind of let off a little bit. I was a little bit concerned with the number of shots that they allowed. But, I mean, I don't know how many of those shots were actually quality shots by the Ducks there in the third period. But it kind of seemed like they let up a little bit. And Ingram, to his credit, stood on his head a bit. And that's really all we need from Ingram is for him to make the saves that we need in those high-pressure, high-danger chances there that to give the guys a chance to win, and that's what they did. So I would expect there'll be the same recipe tonight. That's one thing that I think when you have a core of leaders like the Oilers do that have been there, they've done it. They don't get rattled. They're pretty relaxed in those high-pressure situations, and it really looked like when this team decides they want to play, they do really well. They play as well as anybody. But that Anaheim team, man, I didn't realize how big they were until I started going down their roster. Those guys are huge, and they all move, So, those kids, I think youth will probably work against them in this situation because Edmonton really, I guess you could say they don't have anything to lose because they've been there before. But the Ducks have never done this before. They don't really know what they're doing, really. A lot of those kids are just doing this for the first time, and there really is something to that. Like I can tell you, having been in professional sports, when you're young, you don't really know. Like you don't really understand kind of what you're doing. You kind of just sort of, it's like you walked into the middle of a play, and you don't know what your next line is, right? So you really have, and then when you have that experience, like Connor and Dre and Bouchard and those guys and Ekholm's got probably the most playoff experience of anybody in the NHL in playoffs right now, right? So that counts. That goes for something, right? Those guys know, you know what? It's all right, fine. We let in a goal. Shrug it off onto the next series, right? So it's going to be fun to watch. I like their chances.
Do you think, because I asked this question earlier, because for the most part, this has been, a lot of goals, wide open at times. Like I said, like parts of the first, second, or third games, I'm watching those, Jed, thinking, is this the preseason, given the level of detail and execution that we're seeing? Do you think a low-event game favors the Oilers? Like if the chances in the ice are hard to come by?
Yeah, I do. I think just from the experience factor. I think that if they try to open it up, it favors the Ducks, and that's kind of what they were doing the first couple of games. What we saw, I think, in the first period, actually just the whole game in general, was what I thought we were going to see the whole series, kind of Edmonton trying to clamp down on everything and force everything outside and kind of take Anaheim out of that game. But I think as the game wore on, you started to see Anaheim sort of pick up the pace, but Edmonton's got to do the same thing. They got to jump all over them. They've done that in the last 2 games. The only difference was the last game they stayed on top of them long enough to win the game. So that Ducks team is dangerous, man. Like for first round opponent, I've got to take my hat off to the Ducks. They played a lot better than I thought they would. they didn't go into the playoffs on a heater or anything like that. They'd lost a few games, so you really didn't expect to see this the quality of play that we've seen from that club. They're playing really well, especially like the younger guys on the lower lines there. Like they're just creating all kinds of anguish for Connor and Leon. But it's going to be fun to watch.
Jed Roberts joining us here on the Oil Country Video Hotline. Okay, you've talked about how young Anaheim is, how the Oilers have all this experience. In that, given what you've said, is it imperative for the Oilers to have success tonight to come out fast and early and try and put Anaheim down right out of the gate?
Yes, because it's a young team. Anaheim's a team that feeds off of like each other. When those guys are making plays, you can see them. When you're young, you have more emotion, right? Like you get the exuberance, the vitality, if you will. Like I don't even remember what that feels like. I'm so old now, right? So, but when you see those guys, you see them looking at each other, and you see that spark and that emotion, right? You've got to, you've just got to take that off the table right away. And that's kind of what Edmonton's plan has been, I think, the last two games, particularly the last game, is to take that off the table right off the bat. It'll be a challenge to do that in Anaheim, but they did do it last time they were in Anaheim. They just couldn't sustain it for 3 periods. I suspect we'll see the Oilers play a similar style of game. I think they'll jump all over them. I really like Connor and Leon on the first line there with Casper, Kapanen. It'll be interesting to see how they juggle the lines as the game goes on. The fourth line there, Doc and Szymanski and Lazar, they've been kind of throwing their weight around and stuff and making life miserable. They've got to keep doing that. They've got to, force everything outside. And, I hope Dickinson's healthy enough that he can play, at full strength. And because he's a guy that really creates problems for anybody coming down there trying to bring the puck through the zone. He's so good defensively, right? So, and he just has no regard for personal safety. So that works for and against him.
That's there's a couple guys with me who played like that. Well, Jay didn't have. Yes, Jay had no regard for other people's personal safety.
No. Jay had no respect for anybody.
That's what you're supposed to be like.
Yeah. Jed Roberts joining us on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. All right, let's shift gears. The Canadian Football League was in the news earlier this week. The format for the playoffs is changing in 2027. It's actually, and I was talking about with Eric and JMO on the morning show a few weeks ago when Dusty was off. It's like if you look up the McIntyre playoff system, it's actually a variation of that. The top 4 teams get a second life. The bottom 4 teams are always playing single elimination games. I don't mind the system in and of itself. I'm not sure it works only eliminating one team from the postseason after an 18-game season. But, Jed, you played in the league, and you keep a close eye on it. What do you think of these changes?
I think the interesting thing will be crossing over, because that's a relatively new concept, is having a crossover playoff game.
Right.
And what I mean by crossover, for those of you who don't really follow the CFL, it's when you're playing in the West Division, typically you finish in the top 3. So that number 2 and 3 will play each other for the Western Semi, and then the Western Final is whoever's left playing against the best record team in the West, right? So now, because of top 4, it comes up to total points. And so if you have more points than the 4th place team on the other side of the bracket there in the East, then you might end up finding yourself, like, say, for example, BC could end up going to Montreal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any geography students out there, but flying from Vancouver to Montreal for a playoff game, I mean, and then like you're the higher, or if you're the lower seed team, that's tough, right? And so that becomes a bit of a factor. But having said that, I think the whole system in general, I like the idea. I think that people are thinking too much about what's going on now and not thinking to the future, like 5 years from now, like when there's expansion, like when we're talking about maybe putting a team in Halifax and maybe in Quebec City, or who knows, right? And there's with more teams, that becomes a little bit more interesting. But yeah, you're right. 8 teams make the playoffs and 1 team doesn't. Like it's a bit of an anomaly. But I think it's more like what's going to happen down the road. Obviously, what they're doing right now isn't working because attendance hasn't been the greatest, especially here, right? If you don't make the playoffs, it's hard for anybody to get excited for anything, right? So I think, I'm not saying that's why they created the system the way they did, but I'm sure it played into it, it factored into it. I also think they're probably setting the table for maybe a new TV deal with maybe Bell or something like that. You know, down and I think that, you know, I would think that the CFL commissioner would have done his homework and had those conversations with potential suitors about what that would look like and why, what things would work for them and what things wouldn't work. So I would imagine that framework was taken to the teams and then they came up with what they came up with. So, I mean, there's brighter minds than me that are coming up with this stuff. So
I wonder, I think you make a good point that, Jed, is this paving the way, maybe even to get to 12 teams? Because then all of a sudden it's like, well, you know what? It's 8 out of 12. If you finish high enough, you get a second life. So you can, if you screw up one playoff game. I mean, you mentioned a couple cities. Like, there's still talk. Could they find some place like Portland or something like that, like an American city where it might work? So that's, and we've seen with Stuart Johnson as the commissioner, he's not afraid to make changes. So he's probably already thinking, you know, maybe this does pave the way to get to 10 and then maybe even 11 or 12. In which case, I don't think anybody would have any problem with this format. I don't think.
Yeah, I think you have to think ahead and you have to look at like where we're going to be in 5 years, you know, and what that strategic plan looks like. I mean, unfortunately, we don't have access to that conversation, but I can extrapolate based on my own personal experience and what that might look like. I don't mind the idea. I can see why people are up in arms about it, but I mean, if you're going to bring a new franchise into the league and say, you know, you guys are going to get the crap beat out of you and never make the playoffs for the first 3 or 4 years, what's the incentive, right? But now with the playoff system being what it is, that new team might actually have a shot at getting into the playoffs. And you know what? When you're in the playoffs, anything can happen, right? Yeah. So it's not easy, though. If you're going way over to the east and you're traveling from Vancouver to Montreal, I don't really like your chances. But, hey, man, one day, any given Sunday or whatever day it is, we're playing CFL games these days, you got a shot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're right. And like you said, those 5 through 8 matchups could have playoff matchups that have never happened before, you know, or have happened outside the Grey Cup. So that is a good way to look at it. Okay, Jed, we appreciate it. Some Smith TM14 in the Nasty Chat says Jed for mayor. I don't know if that's going to happen someday. But enjoy the game tonight. In great perspective, as always. We love you, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Go Oilers.
There he is, Jed Roberts on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. He's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
The Minnesota Wild are ready to go, Reid. Did you see this last play?
No. It's already 1-0 Mini, though.
Marcus Foligno, there was a turnover in Dallas's end, and Marcus Foligno was on a 2-on-1 and had a wide open net. Ottinger was out of position and decided to try and toe drag it to the side that Ottinger was on.
Oh, no.
Terrible. Terrible.
We need 9 thumbs on YouTube, 9 likes to get to 155, which is our playoff threshold to put out good vibe there. Good vibes for the Edmonton Oilers. 100 and... So if for some reason you have not clicked, please do so. And we're going to do your words of the day for the Edmonton Public Library. Your free EPL card. I put a whole bunch of books on hold last night. If they all become available at the same time, I don't know what I'm going to do. My iPad's going to probably melt. Your free EPL card can do more than... on Libby.
How do you need to put a book on hold virtually?
Because there's still only a certain number of digital copies.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes you could... And it tells you... Sometimes if there's a popular book, it'll say you are like 800th in line out of 50 copies. Yeah.
Huh.
And it even gives you an estimated time for when you get it. I've had books where it said, you'll get this in 22 weeks. I think for Project Hail Mary, it was something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
So they still keep the...
So there's still a certain number of digital copies. You can't just get everything you want right away. So it's kind of fun. Your free EPL card can do more than you might expect, from books, movies, and video games to digital resources, creative spaces, and learning opportunities. There's something for everyone across Edmonton. Sign up online at epl.ca/signup or visit any of EPL's 21 locations to get started today.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, these are words of the day, a Bootski edition number 18.
Oh, no.
I think you might be all right here, Reid.
I did terrible yesterday. I got half a point, didn't I?
Terrible. It might have been your worst score ever, actually.
This was me trying to spell yesterday. I think I have. I think I have had a 0 a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Word of the day, a Bootski edition, number 18. Here's the first word of the day. Venerable. This is an adjective. Venerable.
Venerable. And this sort of means like really, really respected, like almost like esteemed, like someone who is almost even beyond doubt.
Venerable, deserving high respect, honor, or reverence, usually due to great age, wisdom, long experience, or historical significance.
I did not say it that perfectly, but I think I pretty much nailed it.
You got it, baby. Yeah. Second word of the day.
McDiesel in the Nasty Chat. That turtle is loosing air. Wasn't that the talk of the morning show?
Loose, yeah.
Because I think somebody misspelled lose as loose. Right.
Happens. Yeah. It happens.
Need one thumb, by the way, if you haven't liked the show on.
Give us one arm. Second word of the day. Whelp. Whelp.
Oh, how do you spell this? W-E-L-P? W-H-E-L-P. There is an H, okay.
W-H-E-L-P.
I should have gone with my first.
Yeah, well, I can't. I
know.
You know.
I think a whelp is it's like an animal offspring, I believe, like a young animal.
What'd you say? A young,
an animal offspring, a young, and then I said like a young animal.
Are you kidding me?
I'll give it to you because I well done. A young carnivorous mammal.
Oh, so it specifically relates to carnivores.
Particularly a puppy, cub, or lion.
Okay, in my head, I was thinking of a puppy. Though I didn't say it
well.
that well.
And the example Bootski gave is the German Shepherd's whelp was extremely cute and playful.
So I wasn't quite specific enough. You might want to deduct a little bit.
Nope.
Okay.
3 out of 4, Reid. It's a game day. You know you get bonus.
Yeah,
scores on
positive vibes.
Positive vibes.
We are at 155 thumbs. Paul, can you? No, you're not done yet. There he is. Oh, we're at 164. It just changed, and we're with you. What is that?
This is the worst
Some video game sound
on
effects.
this soundboard.
It's like from Breakout or whatever that one was. Like whenever the ball bounces off the paddle.
Like this is. Totally
who
useless.
Put that on there? And what is that? What does that pertain
That was
to?
me. That's a negative sound.
But it doesn't really mean
so
mean
if
anything.
I'm like, well, wait.
You get it wrong. It's like a bounce.
This is not wrong.
That's
what I get from wrong. I don't know. It's
you
like
know
you
what this
send
is?
a text.
You know what this is?
And it bounces.
That's
that
correct.
sounds like correct.
Yeah.
This sounds like
that just sounds like
Terry the Turtle in the shower.
If you say so.
All right, 6:02. We are with you until 6:30. We're going to do a break here. Coob has a sports update. Thanks for checking out the show. Back in a few minutes.
2 guys and a goalie.
Stan Bowman should re-sign Connor Ingram for sure this summer, hired or fired.
Looking at the market, and unless there's
not a sexy market,
you're looking for a trade for something, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want Connor Ingram. In my mind, Connor Ingram could go out on the market and easily look at a $5-6 million.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh. Emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
God, I wish I could meet somebody like you online. She's got me in the friend zone.
Don't miss Morgan Jay's musical comedy May 23rd. 9 p.m. show is sold out. Second 6 p.m. show added. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
The Blue Jays are back for their 50th season. Whether you're swinging for the fences or tackling backyard spring projects, get the space you need with Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free today. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
The Oilers can force a Game 7 tonight with a win in Anaheim against the Ducks. Connor McDavid, Jason Dickinson both missing morning skate today. McDavid expected to go, while Dickinson is a game-time decision. Connor Ingram gets the call in between the pipes. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson set things up during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Joined Tommy on location, both pre- and post-game coverage live from Hudson's on White. Tune in at 6:30 right here on EST. The only other game on tap, the Wild Stars in action about 15 minutes into the first period. Minnesota leading 1-0. Their first chance to close out Dallas tonight. And over to basketball underway right now. The Knicks up 71-22. 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. They can take the series tonight with a victory out in Atlanta. Celtics 76ers tipping off momentarily. Philly down 3-2 in the series, and it's the Timberwolves and Nuggets at 7:30 matching up. Mini with a 3-2 lead. Jays, they're also in action. End of the second against the Twins in their first of 3 total games runless in that one, with Toronto up to bat. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Extended coverage on the Reid Wilkins Show right now.
You tell me just to leave it, I tell you I can try. All these static notions, they leave me high and dry. All the building tension and all the prying eyes. Lordy, lordy, girl, oh me, oh my.
All right, I wasn't following this, so I just heard Coop say this is an actual NBA playoff game that's happening right now. About 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Knicks 72, Atlanta Hawks 22.
So that's 50 points.
50 points. The first half is not over.
The widest margin of victory in the NBA playoff history is 58 points.
So they're on pace basically to win by over 100. I mean, they probably won't, but that's the pace. Okay, so what would be the biggest blowout? And it was probably a really high-scoring game. So it was 58 points. I'll say it was 164 to 102.
121 to 63.
Oh, I was nowhere close.
This happened on April 27, 2009. The Denver Nuggets defeated the New Orleans Hornets. And back in on March 19th, 1956, The Minnesota Lakers defeated the St. Louis Hawks 133-75.
Well, the Hawks have it in them to lose that bad, that franchise. So 58 points is the largest playoff victory in NBA history, and it's happened twice. The Knicks are up by 50, still in the first half.
I text our resident Knicks fan, Josh Clausen.
Oh, he must
senior
be.
meteorologist over at...
And don't they win the series with a win tonight? Yeah,
yes, they do.
Right? Yeah.
He said, do not blow this. Can you imagine?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they're shooting well over 50% from the floor. They're shooting 71% from the floor, 27 for 38. They've only made 7 3-pointers. That is a stunning score.
Okay, hang on a sec here. So there's what? 4 minutes left in the first half?
Yeah, I got it at 4:39 here on ESPN. I think there must have been a TV timeout or something.
No, a referee's down or something. A referee got run over.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
getting ugly out
He's
there.
probably like, even I don't want to finish the game, Atlanta.
22 points in the first half?
Yeah,
Like,
after the first quarter, it was 40-15 for the Knicks. In the first 7.5 minutes of the second quarter, New York has outscored Atlanta 32-7. 72-22. And a ref got hurt?
Something's going on.
Okay.
That is well, yeah. Wow, these you wouldn't want this to be the only game you check out into the NBA playoffs. 72-52.
Holy crap. Rip City Step in the Nasty Chat says, an extra half hour of the Reid Wilkins show with Jay Milne. This is like getting 7 nuggets in a 6 nuggets order. You do the what?
Which one?
The one we usually do for the... Yeah.
Read it again.
An extra half hour of the Reid Wilkins show with Jay Milne. This is like getting 7 nuggets in a 6 nuggets order. I don't know why I kept my glasses off. I can't see. Oh, you know what? Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of my retinal detachment surgery.
Hey,
I had a day off work.
Oh well,
and
I do remember that day because this is how much Reid loves being at work. He's like, yeah, but I think I could still come in.
I thought it might work. I didn't realize how significant the surgery was and how the after effects will likely affect me for the rest of my life. I mean, I still have my vision's improved, but there's still a lot of days where, like you've seen me, where sometimes I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm looking at something and I'll be like, Jay, I can't find it. But yeah, I thought that, like, I was kind of excited, like, because it's like, hey, it happened, it's crappy, they're gonna fix it. I mean, it's a fairly common surgery. So yeah, I went to the Royal Out, like they said, show up at 9:45. Like I thought by 10:15 I was going to be under the knife and out of there by noon, and I pop over and do the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now in hindsight, having said that, if it wasn't a playoff game day, I might have just said, you know what, guys, I don't know what the day is going to be like, because it was the day of Game 5 between the Oilers and the Kings, which the Oilers won on the road. I think Janmark got the game-winning goal on that rebound. So yeah, I was thinking, because I remember texting you in Awanak, like probably around 11, thinking like, hey, like nothing's happened yet. I'm not so sure about coming in. And Awanak was very supportive all the time. He was kind of like, I think you probably shouldn't. I was like, well, and then it was kind of like, okay, my surgery is like at 1:45, so I don't think I'm going to bother working. But remember I sent you guys that picture, and that was around 3:30.
Yeah.
So I was out. I probably left the hospital around 3:15.
Yeah.
With that shield on my eye.
Yes. Well, then we did
then I was very tired the next day. Like in hindsight,
you would have napped.
I would have obviously missed the surgery day and probably taken the next day just to rest a little bit, because remember, this was in the old spot.
Yes.
And we didn't have a reception area. Like when someone came in, we were there, and I was lying on those. I sat on and I fell asleep.
Yeah, you had a nap.
And I remember you were like, "Yeah, somebody came."
A listener came in.
We had to explain why you were sleeping.
I know you feel that. You feel like a sense of embarrassment. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I can understand why you would have.
But the thumbnail we had up for YouTube today, that was clearly a photo from probably about 3 weeks after the surgery.
Yeah.
Because my left eye was still
little wonky
puffy
donkey
and partially closed.
Yeah, we did do the pirate show, though.
Would you? Yeah, it would be a year ago today. You brought in the pirate stuff.
Solidarity.
Because I wore kind of a patch or the white. I put those white tape on. And part of it, like the thing about that surgery was it didn't really hurt. Like there wasn't really sort of much pain, so to speak, afterwards. But it was very distracting because there was a gas bubble in my eye, and you could see the outline of it. And it gradually got smaller, but the gas was green and very noticeable for about 2 weeks. And then, and the bubble was there about 6 weeks until it finally kept getting smaller and it just goes away. And then, it changes the shape of your eye, so it doesn't match with your glasses. So like it was very. Sometimes I would cover the eye just so the eye that had the proper prescription was.
Because you were waiting for the new prescription to come in,
and
right?
I was discouraged that it didn't fix my vision is still off. Like people might say, well, how can you function? But it's not blurry in the way you would think of. Like there's like you can see the scar all the time because it's a black floater. Like it's right here. Like I'm putting my hand sort of on the edge of my eye. So I always have like this floater kind of in the edge of my vision. And then it's, like the best way to describe it is still when I look at stuff, sometimes I just have to position my head or move my glasses down my nose a little bit. And it's more of a, like some letters might be a little distorted. Like they're getting sucked into a vortex because like there's little spots. And everything I've told the surgeon and the optometrist since then, they said like, that's all normal. And it's like, I'm at a year and they said it could take about a year. And I've read stuff, even sometimes 5 years, your vision can still gradually improve. And the one optometrist has said to me, it's like, if you tore your muscle off a bone, you'd get surgery, it'd be uncomfortable. The arm would eventually you'd stop having it wrapped or in a cast or whatever.
Right, but
and
you
start
rehab.
doing stuff, but it wouldn't immediately be like, oh, I can do everything. And she said, your eye's the same thing. And the thing with the retinal detachment, they can't get the retina back in exactly the same. I think she described it like if you took a piece out of a puzzle and maybe it got a little bit wet, like you'd get it back in, but it wouldn't quite fit the same. Right. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what this has been like. Huh. But yeah, it's been a year. That won me the Esty for gutsiest performance of the year.
Gutsiest performance? Well, I'll say.
Well, even I voted for myself for that.
Yeah. What do you think is going to be the gutsiest performance this year?
Well, I can tell you what might be controversy of the year is this South Side stuff. Coob, did you nominate that?
I did not.
Put it in and nominate Nick Anderson for guest of the year.
That he did
yesterday.
Months ago. Oh,
I don't know gutsiest performance this year. Has anyone been sick or worked a lot of hours or done something on short notice? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Like, you kind of don't want there to be a gutsiest performance based on someone like having to work after surgery or illness or something like that.
Well, there's a few.
Yeah, what's in there?
Nielsen hungover the morning after the Estes, tries coffee, is what happened.
No,
we
self-inflicted.
Yeah, that's not. Is it gutsy or was that just poor decision?
Maybe self-inflicted as well. EST afternoons, boys. Myself, Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, after eating donaires. We hit the screw it, let's do it parlay. We started that, and we hit big on our very first bet.
What was gutsy about it? The smell in the room?
We ate the donaires, and we're all so tired. It
was
terrible. I had Neocitrin one day, twice.
Could be just gutsy that they came up with the idea of the parlay, the screw it, let's do it parlay. Like, you're putting yourself out there, right?
Yeah,
that's
when
gutsy.
Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta.
Well, but they went all in.
It.
They pushed in all their chips.
So to speak.
With Teddy, what was the name of the guy in Rounders? Teddy
Ruxpin.
Teddy KGB.
One that I might
Woody the Pooh, serious detective.
That picture still gets me going. Benny and I had to step in for pregame for a moment.
Oh, that would be good. That was nice work.
Because not only did you step in, but I don't know if we've ever discussed this, Coop. You were fan-freaking-tastic.
Thank you.
Like, I don't know what... I mean, it was beautiful. I was listening to it on the way home. We were all receiving the same group text, like, because Tom couldn't connect, right? That was the issue, some sort of an internet issue. And just like you're supposed to, the show must go on. And you and Benny hopped on. And I mean, Benny's used to it. He's working that. But you being on this side, helping with the show, that's going to get my vote, no question.
Yeah. Well, Maddie has a Pop-Tart for Halloween. He did the lock shop dressed as a Pop-Tart.
Oh, yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
You also, there's one in here, Jay driving a rental car.
Jay drove a rental car. When?
Oh, yeah. When my car was in the shop, they gave me a brand new vehicle.
Oh, yeah. When was it?
And
in October.
I was like, it was as if the vehicle was Chinese. I did not understand.
Yeah, I hate getting stuff like that. Tell you what, Coop, we won't do an update. We'll just go to 6:25. Okay?
Sure.
We're good. Oilers coming up at 8:20, so 2 hours and 1 minute from now is puck drop time in Anaheim. Tom Gazzola takes over the stream at 6:30 with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. The Hawks have closed within 50. It's now 78-29 for the Knicks with 2:59 left in the second quarter. That's going to be...
Yeah, it was 72-22. Now it's 78-29.
Like, the Hawks just must have that feeling in their stomach, like that, oh my God.
They've closed the gap by 1 point.
And it's like, how are we possibly losing this?
That's got to be like, can we just go?
Like, as a coach, what do you even do? Like, how many timeouts can you call? Like,
just leave.
Empty the bench. Like,
just go to the bus.
Oh, they're at home.
Oh, okay, go home.
They don't even come out for the second half.
No, I wouldn't.
The game has been forfeited. Actually, what's a forfeited score in basketball? Isn't it 10-0? Don't they give everybody a basket?
What are you talking about, forfeit in basketball?
Well, every sport has a forfeited score, right?
A forfeited basketball game, final score of 20-0 under FIBA. And many local
so they give
rules.
everybody on the other team a basket, I guess. I don't know. It's funny.
Oh, you mean if a team doesn't show up?
Yeah, if a team doesn't show up, the game's declared a forfeit.
I thought this was like some fair play thing, and I'm like, there's
no.
fair
I'm not
play
talking
in the
about
NBA.
You're thinking of a mercy rule.
Mercy rule.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
The rules of the NBA do not mention how forfeitures are dealt with, but mention it is a possible sanction on a player or coach who violates the rules on ejections. So I guess if a team had a couple guys ejected who refused to leave, or if a bunch of players got ejected, the refs could just say, "Okay, you're out of guys. Like, you forfeit the game." So but maybe in that case, the score would just be whatever the score was.
Put controversy of the year in, Coob, as the great Southside debate.
Yeah.
Because it's all stemmed from Southside. What is Southside? What isn't?
Yeah, but it's only Owanek that makes it.
No, but
anything.
that's why I want it to win.
Then he has to go up and
suck
explain
on
himself.
it and go up and accept the award.
Well, being in Garneau, this is not the South Side. I'm happy to be in Central Edmonton accepting this award.
Yeah, I'm happy to be in Central Edmonton.
Yeah.
That's what he'd say. I don't know. Maybe he shouldn't, because he'd have to get the mic.
No, we got to nominate that.
Well, for those that weren't on the Hangout or weren't a part of it, weren't watching it, it came up, and Tom and Matt looked at Jasmine as if she was speaking a foreign language, and she had said the South Side, like White Ave. They were talking about Hudson's White, because that's where Tom is right now.
Yep.
For the
He's probably
GCL
listening
Diesel
to us.
Oil Stream pregame show. And they said, that's not South Side. They said, that's Central Edmonton.
No, it is. I can't believe Gazzola, of all people.
Oh, and he was the worst. You should have heard the voices he was using describing South Side people. It was like the Alberta voice, like the Alberta. I know, I didn't get it. None of it was I got.
What is he doing?
It blew my mind so much that I had to get on my laptop, because at my house it's on in the background. I had to get my laptop out, and I'm writing into the show saying, "Guys, you're off base here.
Yeah,
like, you got to stop this." And then Matt gave up this map that the city of Edmonton put out in 2017 or something, saying that pretty much the greater Edmonton downtown is Central Edmonton. That's all fine and dandy, but. No, I don't like, and we put up a poll. I put up a poll. 2/3 of people were in agreement that South Side is south of the river, essentially.
Yeah. And my argument is that when people talk about the city they live in, it doesn't have to adhere to strict geographical boundaries. Like, a quarter of the city is north, a quarter is west. Like we have regions. We have sort of our own, not slang necessarily, but our own language describing parts of the city. Like I was saying to Matthew, okay, if you lived in Texas, you would go to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
If you lived on Manhattan Island, you would go to Houston Street. You wouldn't go to Houston Street and correct New Yorkers and say, well, actually, it's pronounced Houston. You know what? The city, like, you'd realize that the city has its own, but
its own understanding.
Yes.
Well, it's easy to say that, like, nobody really says you live east side Edmonton.
No, that's
well.
east side doesn't kind of have its own thing.
Well, east side is very industrial.
You just kind of say, Capilano.
If you live summer side or what's Meadows or Millwoods, even it's a bit east.
Well, Millwoods is south side.
East,
but south side is large, right? And then you specify where you are.
But then you say,
White Ave is on the south side.
I'm on 34th Street, part of Millwoods.
Yeah.
Or I'm closer to 91st Street.
Right.
Then you know what's what.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Tube Sock says south side is anything south of the White Mud. Okay, so Southgate Mall is not south side?
Guess not.
Jeez.
Like there's
going to
deep
Central
south.
Edmonton in the Southgate Mall.
Yeah.
The gate of the South. That's how you enter into the South.
Would you consider the University of Alberta campus Central or South side?
South.
Right. Would you consider
but then you zero it in to University area.
University Garneau. Would you consider Nate Central Edmonton or North side?
North.
That's getting north.
Right?
North Edmonton. Yeah.
I mean, you can even say north of downtown.
Yes.
Because it is north of downtown.
Right. I mean, you used to drive and deliver and have people drive and deliver. You're the best qualified to talk about this.
We broke things up into north, south, east, west.
All right.
It was mostly north, south, east, west.
Oilers are in Southern California to take on the Anaheim Ducks. Tom Gazzola will tee it up for you. Coming up on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, the game will start at 8:20. Thanks for enjoying this extended edition of the show. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Enjoy Game 6, Oilers at Ducks.